just me, because I think Cookie's gone back to sleep. I literally spoke to him about, 25 minutes ago, and he was half asleep, to be honest. I know he was up at 4 o'clock this morning, so he's not here at the moment. He might join, he may not, but we'll see. Right, quick weather report. It is 18 and partly cloudy. So, and there's a chill in the air. There is a chill in the air this morning. It's getting that. Ugh, it's certainly not 30 degrees anymore. But anyway, let's see who we got. Well, yeah, one of them's asleep. Big up, Pete. Good morning, mate. From probably about the same in Bournemouth. Kate, oh, a single hug this morning, Kate. I saw, like, he's asleep, I think. Anyway, here you go. Quick squeeze. Oh, God. What's going on? Hang on a second. Hello? Can you hear me now? I think I may have fixed it. Hang on, we'll have a look. This is absolute not. Yes, my mic is working. I think. Who knows? Technical issues. Technical issues. If it carries on like this, I will be finishing. Right, anyway, big up, Kate. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Who else is in here? Oh, Logan's in. Big up. Big up to you. Again, I do apologize. This isn't very professional. As you know, I have no idea how to use this computer. And it is what it is. To be honest with you, I'm still pretty tired. Even I had loads of sleep. It's all them night shifts catching up with me. Over in the chat, big up as well. Is it? It's going to be warm again, is it? It's bloody cold down here at the minute. Steve's in. Big up, big up, big up. I will speak about the football in a minute, but just say hello. And it's for 50. Yeah, I read this earlier. Yeah, I did read that. Whether it's true or not, who knows? Who knows, to be honest. Members is in. Oh, YouTube members, both of them might get that in there. Well, no, going to be laughing. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, it can't get any worse, can it? The only way is up now. How high, how far we go up, who knows? That all depends on the club, i.e., the board.
Marianne's in, original YouTube member, the first one ever. Hope you're well. Yeah, well, I'm all right. I'm a bit tired. Cookie's obviously passed out again, but big up to him anyway. I know he ain't slept very well. His sleeping is worse than mine. He's all over. He's lucky if he gets a couple hours a night. So if you're asleep, mate, have a good kip. Oh, hang on, saying hello to each other, saying hello. Jimmy's in, big up, big up. Sunny and warm. Sunny and warm. Now, speaking of the devil, I've just seen someone appear. Here he is. How are you, my friend?
Don't ask. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Where you up to? Morning, everyone. Morning.
I'm just saying good morning to everybody, mate.
All right. Okie dokie, mate. Okie dokie. Morning, everyone. Don't know if I'm quiet or not. I don't know if there's an echo. Don't know if anything. I had a nightmare
No,
last
there's no
night.
echo, mate, but you're very quiet.
Yeah, that's the problem I had last night. Is that better?
No,
No. Can't go up much, I am, Mark. Nearly full.
is I don't know what everybody. I can't remember what the options are, mate. I know we've discussed this.
Is that better?
Yeah, yeah. There you go, mate.
Still hear me now, all right?
Yeah. That's better, mate.
There you go. Let's try that. See what happens.
So how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all
Caught
right.
up a little bit.
Sleeping's crap as usual. But there you go. It is what it
I've already
is.
explained that your sleep is absolutely dreadful.
It's a nightmare, mate. It's a nightmare, but it is what it is at the end of the day. There is one thing, though. Well, at least we beat Chavsky.
Oh yeah. That's always a good day, mate. That's always a good day. We won.
Absolutely, it
We
is.
won. Be happy.
Of course.
I've watched there was a 5 or 6 minute video Tottenham put out.
Mm.
I watched that. We didn't look amazing, but we won. You ain't got to look amazing to win, have you?
Well, no.
Winning is the thing.
Yeah, as long as you get the put the old boy in the onion bag, as they say.
Yes.
You know, all you got to remember is now Richie's scored in a couple of games. Now he'll be the saviour of White
Well,
Hart Lane. Now I'll be back in a sec,
well,
mate. I'm having a nightmare here. Sorry. Yeah, that's what happened, Mark.
I have seen this mentioned that he's going to be the saviour, and that personally, for me, he's still not good enough, but he's probably the best we got, and that's it at the moment. Until they can get someone in better than him, what they better do. My eyes on you, Enoch. Get someone else in better than him. He is what it is at the moment. He's the best we got, isn't he?
Who's that? Sorry, I missed the conversation, mate.
No, I was just saying, like, at the end of the day, at the moment, the pigeon is the best we got.
One of the two best we've got.
Well,
As bad as one another, to be honest.
well, yeah, but it is what it is at the minute.
At the
Until we
minute,
get
it
someone
is.
better
Yeah,
than him, and you
yeah,
better, Enoch, you
yeah.
better get someone better than him. A little warning there. You better get someone in.
I need.
I've heard rumours about Osherman, mate. 55 million, apparently. Apparently,
55 million for Osherman. Is that all?
yeah, but apparently Galatasaray want closer to 65.
Well, just pay it, man.
Yeah, this is
Just
only what I
pay it.
read. This is only what I read.
Oh well. But does he want to come? This is the question. Does he want to be a Tottenham Hotspur player?
Wow. Yeah, that's where you got to convince him, innit? Because
That's it.
let's face it, he's night and day compared to the other two bloody idiots we got up front.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I
That's
say
true.
idiots is a bit harsh. Richie, there is sort of a player in there. He's just not consistent enough, in my opinion. Only half a player. He's not the answer, but he's probably the best we got at the moment. Anyway, big up to you, Jimmy. He's already said it's a sunny and warm northwest.
There you go. I'm just trying to find where you are.
Oh, it's not very. It's not very far down, mate. 9:22.
Oh God, I've gone miles the other way. I don't know what I was.
No, Christ, mate. I only just started, mate. I didn't start till 22.
9:22. I can't even get to 9:22, mate, because I was late. 9:37
Oh, is that right?
Was the earliest that I've got, yeah. So
that's because you. Yeah.
That's because I'm
Big up, Lee. Lee's in. Big up,
me.
May the force be with you too.
Smash that like button for us if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Well, I ain't mentioned that yet.
Yeah, well, I don't normally, but you know, I've just got here and I see 16 likes with 70 people in here, and I'm like, hang on a minute, what's going on here, people? But there you go. Go on, mate. You carry on, Mark, because I can't see what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, all right.
Hang on, can I see that one?
The former, I can't remember what your name used to be. I'm
Futures
a bit
bright, futures lily white.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, big up to you. Beautiful Sunday morning. Nah, it's a bit of a chill in here. I've had to put a hoodie on.
No hoodie up here, mate.
Oh,
T-shirt and shorts weather up there.
Colin Crossamano, big up.
Morning, Colin.
Borda to you.
Borda.
Yeah, I don't understand this either. About Ben Davis.
I was understanding yesterday. Can the fans get off Ben Davis back? He was outstanding yesterday, and perhaps the fans can see why every man he has played for can see. I didn't see it. So, in all honesty,
I've always been a bit of a defender of Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Is he the best? No. But he always does a solid job. You know, he's old now, so he's getting on a bit.
He's old now.
So, well, yeah, but I've always defended him. Always, because he's not the biggest problem we got.
Mm.
You know, is he a first team starter? Probably not. Is he there now to do his coaching badges? Yes. I mean, I did say a few weeks ago I'd be very surprised if he gets a single Premier League minute.
Well, yeah.
But you never know.
No,
you never know.
You'll never know. No. You'll have to keep clicking, mate, because I still
can't.
No.
Yeah, here we go. Yes. No, nor do I, Mario.
I haven't got hate for him.
No.
It's not hate. I don't hate him. I just think 10 years down the line, we should have moved on. That's all.
Yeah.
We obviously haven't, have we? As such. I don't know. But there are still players missing out of the team, aren't there? So,
yeah.
No, he is one of those blokes that fills in when people ain't about. So
yeah. And the thing is with him as well, he's never moaned. He's never kicked up a fuss. I mean, you could say that's him being happy to sit on the bench and get his money, but he's not really. You know, he's a good egg, isn't he?
Well, he seems to be a nice bloke. Yeah, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. You could look at it one or two ways. You could look at it as to say, is he ambitious enough?
Yeah.
Or has he been ambitious enough? Or you can look at it and say, well, I'm picking up 80 grand a week for getting up for training in the morning and doing a bit of this and a bit of that. So you can look at it both ways. But Colin is right. I mean, I'm personally not a lover, but I think we should have moved on. But he is right. When he comes on, 9 times out of 10, he'll give you 7 out of 10. So it is what it is, man, at the end of the day. We can't change it.
Yeah. Now this next comment about Donnelly, I haven't seen enough of him because I haven't watched none of it. I haven't watched them live anyway.
No.
But like, there's a few of the kids that are doing themselves no harm.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think they've got to carry on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
With the whatever his plan is. Obviously, the games will get more difficult. You've got Offenheim coming up soon. Listen, the games will get more difficult as we get nearer to the start of the season, and also on top of that, you'll have players coming back, Jim. You know that. You know, players that are not back yet. Perhaps, I don't know. And we've got to get buying, Jim. I'm sitting there last night and I'm watching. I was meant to be on Dan list last night. I was on for about 5 minutes, and the line was so bad. It was they said the echo, and it was me. So I don't know, but we've got to buy some players. And a couple of people said, "Oh, we need 2 or 3." I think we need more than that. I keep looking, and I'm like, well, we've got Tell as a left wing at the moment. We're supposed to be getting another left winger. So if we do, that's fine. Right, we've got Richie and Solanke up front. I've sort of accepted that Solanke probably ain't going nowhere, right? But Richarlison's got to be sold, and we need another forward, right? So that's fine. If I had my way, we'd get 2 new forwards, but I doubt that that's going to happen. Then you got Kudos on the right. We don't know exactly what's going on with him. He could come back first game of the season or whatever and break down again. You got Maddison in the 10. What's to say that he ain't going to break down again? Not necessarily with the same injury, but he's glass, isn't he? Let's be honest, Maddison.
Well, I'll be honest,
what I
mate.
mean?
It's worrying. It's worrying that neither Kudos or Maddison have played a single minute yet, have they?
No. And what I'm saying is, just those 5, yeah, that I'm talking about along the front line and the 2 wingers and the number 10, we could be, if we buy 2, back in the same place after 2 or 3 games of the season. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, where you are, Solanke is your only choice.
Oh.
It's just squad depth, and I get it. It don't happen all in one window, Mark. I do get it, and I understand that, right? But they've made the 6 signings. It's almost stopped, ground to a halt for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Nothing. Now all of a sudden, with 4 or 5 weeks to go, it all starts getting busy again. Well, that's fine as long as they get in who they need to get in. Because if you go and sell someone like Bergvall, yeah, you've clawed a lot of the money back that you've spent with already the sales that you've made.
Well, yeah.
You go and sell Bergvall, you sort of got 180, 190 million pound back of the money, yeah, that you've weighed out. So in effect, you've only weighed out 60 or 70 million quid.
Yeah.
Well,
let's face it, we've
what
got
happened
back.
to the thing?
Yeah. I mean, we've got back a lot of what was invested anyway.
Yeah.
So far, haven't we? Vuskovic went for 50 odd, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've got about 120 million pound back at the moment.
Yeah.
If Bergvall goes for 50, 60, that's 170, 180. That's without anyone else. That's without a Romero going. That's without a Vicario going. Yeah. If a Papa Sarr goes, if a Bentancur goes, you know what I mean? And we're supposed to have this barrow load of money. And I get we've got to get players out. I understand that. You know, but, you know, at the moment, if Bergvall goes, we've spent not a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, and don't get me wrong, it's great that they're getting the money back in, but they've got to carry on spending then. And getting these players in and giving them a chance with a manager. I fucking hate it when you sign a player after the season started, and you're just expecting them to bed in. They might do, but the chances are they won't.
Yeah. And if you've got, and you're 3 or 4 games into the season, mate.
Yeah.
You know, you're already sort of behind the 8 ball already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I want us to get all the business done, like how we started. We started off like a house on fire. But
Yeah,
it just seems to have, whether the World Cup had something to do with that, I don't know. A lot of these players are still on their holidays, aren't they? But even so, shake a leg, innit?
it is. Yeah, man, it
Yeah.
is.
Big up Corey. I don't disagree with any of that, but he's all
Listen,
right. Ben
yeah,
Davis, I've always got his back.
I like I say, I'm not his biggest fan. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not. But he'll give you 7 out of 10 whether that people think that's good enough or not. I think we can just do a lot better now than Ben Davis 10 years later. You know what I mean? I'm pretty inclined to be where Corey is on it, to be honest.
Yeah,
You know, but that's just me. That's just me. Don't mean I think he's shit. Yeah, but it's just I think we can do better. There you go.
yeah, yeah. I've never denied that, but some of the hate he gets is to me a bit wrong. He ain't that
Yeah, I
bad.
get it. I get it. I get it, mate.
Yeah,
I get it. I just think we have to move on, mate. If we're gonna move
yeah.
on,
Oh,
let's move on. You know what I mean?
I've never denied that.
Yeah, yeah. But there you go. It's what it is, man. It's what it is. Not gonna get everything done. There you go, Lee. We'll see, mate.
We
We'll
will
see.
see.
Be interesting. What happened to the Ferran Torres talk? I thought he was the bomber or bomber. Shall
Yeah.
I say?
I haven't heard nothing, mate. I don't know
No.
whether something will get released tomorrow or early
Where,
this
where,
week. I don't know.
where did you hear about Osherman? Was it just like in the paper or something, or here
No,
talk?
it's. I think I was looking at Facebook, mate.
Ah, it's got
And
to be true then. If it was on
well,
the
yeah,
paper.
obviously, everything written online is 100% gospel truth.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh well, we'll see. We'll see.
we
We've got the
were.
money for him at the end of the day. If we want to,
Well, yeah,
if we're going to splash the cash, I mean, that would be a bomber. I
yeah,
think so. Anyway, if
yeah.
Osherman come, we'll
Shem's
see.
in. Big
Morning,
up.
Shem. Hope you're
Good
well, mate.
morning.
Morning to you. Morning to you, mate.
Oh yes, Cobra is in.
There
Well,
we
I
go.
read it. I read it.
Listen, they're all coming in with the rumour. They're all coming in. Let's see if whoever it is upstairs that's doing the should we say communicado and selling the project. Let's hope that they can pull Victor our way. I
Mm,
mean, I wouldn't say no. Put it that way. I wouldn't say no.
yeah, it will be. Now I can't bring that up, bamboozle, but I hope you've been dealt with by the moderators.
Sheriff's still looking where he's going to click next.
Yeah, I am. Oh, well done, Drula. Well done, Drula. Drula
There you
sorted him
go.
out.
That must be that one. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, you're. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a nonsense going on in the chat,
Yeah,
mate.
well, listen, nonsense, sort it out, you lot.
Yeah.
Uh, there's no need for it. Look, Lee says Gakpo and Osherman. Let's have it. And if Savinio is the man, have him on the left.
Yes.
Gakpo can float. He can play on the left if Savinio's not available, or he could play on the left anyway. With no Savinio, I'm just thinking of players. Get players in, if you know what I mean. Because I don't think 2 or 3 is enough. I think that's 3. That's a start. But I don't think you should be going into the season with just those 3. But again, that's just me. It was
Yeah.
so weak up front in the forward areas. So weak.
Oh, terrible, mate. It's probably the worst I've known in all the years I've followed the club.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. This is a bit true as well. We get starved of the football for of the club football for a couple of 3 months, and then fairy tale fans are when they see the kids in pre-season, and they ain't good enough.
Yeah. Do you
They
know?
never have been good enough.
I think I said a few shows ago, there's always one, isn't there, in pre-season? You think, bloody hell, man. You know what I mean? If you watch
Yeah,
the
yeah.
games, there's always one or two of the kids.
Yeah. I'm with you.
There's always one or two of the kids that really stand out, and yellow card for lateness.
They'll be able to hear me in a minute, surely. Sheriff's very quiet.
No, that was me, I think. I had my headphones on when I first started, mate, and I think they're going to get chucked in the bin as well.
Hopefully it's all sorted out now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morning to Jane. Hope you're well,
That
Jane.
big up,
This
Jane.
morning. Good morning, boys.
Mr.
in the
Sweden.
chat from Mr. Rod. Hope you're well, Tone. Morning to you, mate. You cheeky soul. We're having a nightmare here, future. Honestly, I'm not joking, mate. It is what it is. Viv will keep you warm.
Straight in.
Man is muted.
I don't know, mate. It's technology.
Luca's in. Morning, Luca. Let's go, Tottenham. Forza, he says. Completely quiet now. No head of technology.
No.
Lee says, too much Viv, Sheriff. You're overdoing it. Turn your bloody mic on. It was on most of the night, Lee. Sorry. Any lip readers about? Any lip readers?
I can do sign language.
There we go. See, look, that's it. They say that's it.
That's when I must have sorted it, mate.
There we go. Perfect, mate. See, sorted. There we go. There you are. Yes. Still going. There we go. Yeah, we can hear you. Big up the volume. Big up, Wembers. Morning, mate. Morning to everyone, by the way. Morning, Brandon. Yeah, Kate, I better do me a little squeeze as well, Kate.
I've done mine.
I know Mark's done his. There you go, Kate. Little squeeze, and can have an extra because we weren't there yesterday morning. There you go. Yeah, Tony. So Dingo's in. Morning, Muppets, as usual. Big up, Dingo. World Under says there's a lip reading expert. Sheriff is currently telling us how much he loves Enoch and Viv, and he's so happy they own Spurs. Listen, Stick City. Dingo's saying it's all good now. There you go. Lee can hear us. Morning, Sheriff, in the chat. I know I was late, mate, but I thought I was your mate as well. It's all right. No, it's all right, Nige. You're all right, mate. You're all right. Future says morning. Morning, Sheriff. Morning, Sheriff. That's better, Sheriff. I thought you were supposed to be the head of technology, says the ghost.
Can I say, though, that was a self-appointed title that obviously isn't true.
Self-appointed. Right, listen. Pete says it's either the night shift or the Amstel. Catching up, mate.
No. Well, as you know, I did go out yesterday, but
yeah,
I only had I think I had 5 pints to come home.
Is that all? Only 5?
Yeah, mate, I was shattered.
Yeah, well, yeah, on the old night show. I bet you slept all right as well, didn't you?
I had a good 10 hours, mate.
10 hours? I don't get that a week.
Yeah, I know, mate.
At the moment?
I know.
10 hours. What are we doing here?
I say 10 hours. I was in bed for 10 hours. I probably slept for about 6
9 hours, 56 minutes or something like
that. No.
Yeah.
You know, it is at our age, mate. You got to get up every 2 hours for a pee.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. It is true. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Morning, Steve. Hope you're well this morning, mate. Big up to you, mate. Joe's in this morning. Big up, Joe. Uh,
Big up.
Pete says, oi, oi, Cookie, in the house, mate. If you're that knackered, get back to bed. All I remember is at about, what time it was, 8:15, something like that. It might have even been 8:30. I said to Sheriff, can you ring me at 9 o'clock? So I'm up. So I remember him ringing me, and I went, it's all right, mate, I'm all right, I'm up. And I cut the phone off. And then it was 20 to 10.
That was the second time I phoned you, mate. The first one,
I'm
you never.
so
I
sorry,
phoned you.
everyone. I'm so sorry. It's,
I phoned you at 9, and you didn't answer.
yeah.
So I phoned you again at 9:20, and that's when you answered. Said, yeah, I'll be in a minute. And it was like 20 to 10 here. I thought, well, I better start the show. I thought he'd turn
Yeah,
up,
you
and he
better.
turns up.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry. I do apologise, everyone. Oh, that's better, Nige. At least last night, it was me and Nige in the admin room trying to sort the crackling out. I had earphones in with microphones, all sorts, mate, and it didn't matter what we did, it weren't working. So, I don't know, but as long as it's
Well, you
been
went
recorded
through
at
it,
the
did you?
moment.
Because you
Say
was
that again?
talking to me about that yesterday,
What's that?
about messing about backstage trying to get it sorted.
Yeah, Nige tried to give me a hand with it last night as well, and it weren't happening. I went back to original settings, and perhaps that's why it's worked all right this morning. Who knows? Who
Well, I
knows?
can't hear myself echoing at all.
I can't hear any echo
No.
whatsoever. Judah says I can hear Cookie better than last night. You're fine. That'll do then. That'll do as long as you can all hear. Not that I've said anything worth listening to yet, people, but we will. We'll get there at some stage. Cookie needs one of them movie cones to talk in.
Actually,
Hello.
obviously, I am. Obviously, I could organise a cone for you, mate, and send it up.
Well, yeah.
I
Well,
have
Dunder
access
says.
to about 1 million of them.
There we go. Well, Dunder says, don't listen to Sheriff. He's done 10 minutes on mute. Sorry. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Snipers is in. Morning, Sniper. I hope you're well. What's happening? He says. I want to talk about the disgusting behaviour of Chelsea players waving imaginary red cards every time there was a fair tackle. Perhaps that's what they've been encouraged to do. Snipers. Who
I
knows?
thought that was against the rules now. I thought they brought in a rule that if you sort of start doing this nonsense, you get one yourself.
I thought that was the case, mate, to be honest
I
with you.
thought that was the
But
case.
obviously not. Pete says that, look, don't be taking a mick, people. He says early doors, I know, but let's get the lights up, please, guys, and sub if you've not yet. Absolutely. One away from 1350. Who wants
Yes,
to
we
be
are, mate.
that special person? Because we did get there. But
We did
someone
get there, and then one
decided to
disappeared.
There you go, yeah. So if you haven't hit the like button, please do. And smash the old Subbington button as well. Absolutely. Check your YouTube as well. That's true, Pete. Make sure you're still subscribed, everyone, because they. I'm going to beat Drooler up when I see her. I'm not Drooler, not really, but.
YouTube does funny things now, but that is definitely right. That statement.
It's just all
But
the
actually,
insults on a Sunday morning. No, I know you're only messing. Well, I think you're messing. I hope so.
without a
David
shadow of
says
doubt, that's correct.
350 grand a week is the problem.
Is that what Osherman's on, is it?
About that, yeah, something like 400, I think, tax free.
Bloody hell.
I don't know how they get around that without offering him the dough. And then if you offer him that sort of dough, they're all going to be banging on the door. But perhaps
Well, yeah, there you
that's
go.
up to them to sort that out and keep it under the old hammer. Steve says Gakpo and Osherman, apparently. I ain't being funny, but if they were the only two that come in as such, as much as we need five, they're two good sign. I mean, Osherman's a bomber, isn't he? What are you laughing at?
Well, yeah, I. To be honest, that'd do me. I'd want some more. I'd want. No, it's still not enough though. They still got to go again because the way that the team has been left to rot basically because of them over the last few years. This is why they're having to spend all this money.
I definitely agree with that bit that you just said at the end because they've let it rot for
Yeah,
so long, and that's why you find yourself in the position that you do now after already buying 6 players, yeah, with a bloated squad. So you know you've got to sell players. There's players that have got to go out the door, whether they were first team squad players, whether they were youth players that are not going to make it at Spurs, whether they're players that Spurs want to still keep an eye on and they go out on loan. Yeah, the squad's massive, and it is massive, and it's got to be cold. But we still need so much more at the same time.
yeah,
It is what it is, man.
yeah.
At the end of the day.
It's a lack of investment over the years, isn't it?
It is, yeah, mate. It is, and that's unfortunately what comes to bite you on the arse. Yes, morning, Vinders.
Big up,
You're
Vinders.
well this morning. Winkle says Osman. Yes, yes. Look, I'll
Smash
tell
the
you
like
what,
for the fossil bros.
this is going in a minute, this stream. Honestly, it's going. There's so much abuse this morning. Smash the lights for the fossil bros. What's going on here?
Fossil bros.
I'll tell you, apparently he did play very well, Daryl Solis. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's one of them, mate, isn't it? Listen, we're either the fossil bros or we're cookie and crumbs. Make your mind up,
Yeah.
Vinders. All right? I know
Going
what
for
you're
a
gonna
run.
say.
Knowing you vendors, you've only just got in, mate.
Yeah,
He's probably just
got
left the
in,
pub.
tanked up.
Yeah,
bit of
he's probably only
breakfast,
just left the pub, mate.
and he's off on a run. Scotty says, "Big up, boys. Good win that. Down to 10 men as well. We'd always take a win over the Chelsea."
Now, I did see the highlights, and Danto had a bit of a brain fart moment.
Apparently so. Yes.
Completely got done by pace, and then he decided to rugby tackle the man, whoever it was that ran past him.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a rugby
Yeah,
tackle.
right.
He sort of fell on him.
Yeah. It's one of them, man, isn't it? It's one of them that players do have brain farts, mate, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes, don't they? It is what it is. Scott says, and maybe you'll know, well, I mean, we've said about the 2 forwards. Any news on players coming or going? I think the Savinio deal's still on, from what I make out.
Yeah.
Who was he? Was he playing for City yesterday or something? And obviously there was fans from all over the gaff there. But apparently a Spurs fan shouted over, "See you at Spurs," to him because he had played quite well yesterday. And apparently he looked over and stuck his thumb up. So, I'm just saying it could still be on the table, that one. So if it is, that they could be the 3. Savinio, Gakpo, and Osherman. That'd be a few quid. But what happened to Ferran Torres? Like I said earlier, that's gone all quiet on the old Western, hasn't it? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. Says it much better than me, Daryl. But that is how I feel about it, Daryl. Exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's about the vision. Yeah. That is what it's about. But,
Yeah.
There you go. Future's bright. What's more arrogant and pathetic is fans saying people hate a player because they don't rate them. Just grow up. Yeah, it's true. You know, I
Yeah,
don't hate anyone. Yeah, you know, I mean, I could say that I hated Richie. I don't hate him. It's just not good enough.
yeah,
I want better.
yeah. Well,
Um,
to be honest, why shouldn't we have high standards?
listen,
Surely, as supporting a team, you want the best for your team.
Mark, I think the standards have gone so low, like you said, that from the Potch days, you've seen the steady decline, right?
Oh,
Fans have accepted what's come through the door,
yeah,
right? Not, and that's whatever fans, the fans at the stadium, fans that are just supporters, whatever. We've had to accept what's come through the door. And luckily for us, we didn't get relegated last season. But it just shows you, with the amount of players we've already got in, and if you did get another three, that would be 9, virtually a team. Yeah, and we'd still be, I don't think, anywhere near having
no,
a good first team with a bench. I still
yeah,
think, and that's the problem. You're going to get the drop off.
yeah.
It's still going to be there.
What
Not in every position, but in some positions, the drop off's going to be there.
what
And
this what this shows? This shows the levels of neglect that they've given the team over the last few years.
yeah, I get that. I get that.
You know, I mean, they're not. To me, this is why they've had to buy 8 or not, well, 6 at the moment, but probably 7, 8, 9 players, because we're that far behind the 8 ball that they've got no choice in the matter. Whereas if they'd have done it, couple here, couple there, we wouldn't have to do it.
Yeah,
It all boils back to Enoch and their absolute neglect of the footballing side of matters.
we're
Off
behind
the
the eight
field,
ball. We're behind the
off the,
8 ball, Mark, with no cue to hit it with.
yeah, off the field, mate, they've done wonders. They've lined their pockets royally with what they've built the club up to be.
Hmm.
But it's all right building the club up, making it worth 4 billion, whatever it's worth these days, 3.5, 4, 4.5, whatever it's worth. It's all right doing all that. But you've got to remember that we are a football club. I don't care what they do off the pitch. It doesn't bother me. My interest is in what goes on the grass. Always has been. Always has been. Always will be. If they make £1 billion a game in profits, it's nothing to do with me.
No, I get it.
Just spend it on the pitch and make us better.
Yeah.
That's always been my argument with them.
Yeah. Mark, I get that. And like I say, it, they've recovered a lot of the money that they've spent already.
Yeah.
Right? Already. They have. It's true. You know, I'm not saying they haven't laid the money out, you know, initially. Yeah, they have spent money. But with the money that's come back in already, we're nowhere near what we can spend. If we've got it to spend, like everyone says we have, then let's go and spend it. Let's go and get the players in. Go and employ someone else into the club that can help go and get players in. You know what I mean? I'll put the link in, Mark. I'll put the link in.
I was going to say, have you sneaked the link in already?
Yeah, I'll sneak the link in. And Mr. Box Office, who I was watching last night, must have had more sleep than me to be coming on here this morning. That's all I can say. How are you, Mr. Box Office? Good
Big up,
morning to
Alex.
you.
It's called exercise. It's called keeping yourself healthy and not listening to the noise. Mark, that's what it's called. Because I've let go of a lot of weight this morning. Doing something that I needed to do for a very, very long time. You know what I mean? So I'm back to say some truth to some of this fan base right now. I'm sorry about the echo. You know what I mean? But I know you've been trying to sort that out, Mark. And I did feel sorry for you yesterday. I did feel sorry for you yesterday. Last night.
I do apologise for any echo that anyone's getting echo-wise. I will mute while Box Office is talking. That may help the situation.
No, yeah, but again, Mark, don't apologise. You do the stream every single day, like Mark Sheriff. So you got nothing to apologise for. People need to stop apologising. You know what I mean? But getting to the point I need to make today, I keep on hearing this thing about we ain't got goals. We ain't got goals in our team. And one person said yesterday very clearly, said, De Zerbi's like Poch. So I looked at things. I looked at Poch's team. I did some research myself yesterday. And if you watched yesterday, I put a team out. That was the first team of Poch, his first game against West Ham. Because people said he had Harry Kane. I didn't see Harry Kane in that team. I saw him on the bench. People said that we had Dembele. I didn't see Dembele in that team.
No.
I didn't see Dembele in that team the first game. I didn't see him at all. We said we had Vertonghen. I didn't see Vertonghen in that team. I didn't see him at all. We had Walker and Rose.
No.
I've got short memories here. Walker and Rose were bang average. They were up and down that time.
Kyle
Like, it was
Walker
only the
wasn't in
second
that
season
first
that
team.
was
Alex.
actually good.
Kyle Walker wasn't in that first team. I've seen what you put
Carl
in
Walker
that
was on
game.
bloody loan.
Yeah, Danny
He
Rose
was on
was in there.
loan. He was on loan to Sunderland, I think it was.
Yeah.
And we had Adebayo and Soldado. And yes, Soldado was a goal scorer. But I didn't. What I remember, he only scored penalties this first season. And the second season, he was bang average. No disrespect. And Adebayo was just causing problems every single week. Doing the, I can't say it because I don't want to demonetize you, but he was doing things, whatever. And doing, yes, he was scoring some goals, but it's only when he wanted you to turn up. And we had Aaron Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
So all these people that keep on making these assumptions and claims and stuff like that, saying we need goals, where's the goal scorers in that team? Where was the goal scorers in that team? And that team finished fifth because Harry Kane. And the funny thing about that story was Harry Kane saved bloody Poch's career at Tottenham against Aston Villa when he scored that free kick. And no one knew that he was going to turn into the Kane that he was going to turn into. No one knew that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that team right now. When it's fully fit, because everyone's telling me Madison's going to be great. Oh, but Madison's hardly fit. 70 games he's missed, but people dismiss me, right? Kulusevski's going to be fit. Wait a minute, he's had a major injury. But this is the excuses I'm going to get from people when we've got Tonali, who's brilliant last night. Brilliant. Proper player, 100%. Then we've got Fernandes. Everyone's waxing lyrical. This guy's going to be the best midfielder going. Well, when I looked at my midfield, we had bloody Bentaleb and bloody Capoue. Yeah? Makes sense, yeah? We got the best defence going. Jan Heck. Brilliant. Pulls the ball forward. Did there anyone in that team for Pochettino have pull the ball forward? We're waxing lyrical about the goalkeeper now. He's proven us wrong, even though he's had 7 games. It's only pre-season. The only thing that we're worried about now is the strike force, and we're going to get strikers in because he keeps on saying we're not finished, but we keep on saying, oh, we need goals. Okay, people are saying we're never going to get Osimhen in. Okay, then, but he scores goals though. He scores goals though. So if you don't want Osimhen, if you've got no chance of getting Osimhen, where's the magical goal scorer right now? Because our last goal scorer was Braden freaking Johnson. And look what he's doing at Crystal Palace. And the reason why he looked good is because we played the way that he could to get him goals. So all this rubbish from Tottenham fans making excuses and saying, oh, we can't get 7th because this and this. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to it anymore. You know what I mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, you get the players and you play to their strengths. And if they're not good enough, they're not good enough. but you made your choice, and that's really what I've got to say on this, and that's it for me. You know what I mean? That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Alex. But
I waffle. I absolutely waffle because I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't make a statement splitting up, but you understand me, don't you?
yeah.
Don't need to say anymore.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's the end of the program. Alex has everyone straight. You tell him, Scott. You tell him, mate. Too right and all. Hit that sub button. You don't get action like this on a Sunday morning from the box office. Giving it the old, he could be in trouble now. He could be in trouble now because the lone wolf is in the house.
Big up, man.
Good morning,
Big up,
Mia.
guys.
Hope you're well.
Good morning.
Hope you're well. Morning to Marcus as well, by the way. Morning, Marcus. Hope you're well.
Big up, mate.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard what Mr. Box Office on his mini 5-minute rant there was saying, because I have heard him saying the same stuff on other podcasts. What's your thoughts on what's going on at the moment at Spurs?
Well, I think that the thing is, right, is that I don't really understand what Alex is saying because we do need forwards. We need to score goals, right? And when we had Harry Kane in the team, he did score a goal. So when Pochettino, even when he first started, when you look at our goal scoring, we did have goal scorers there. So I feel like that is an issue. So obviously saying that we're not going to get 7th is probably reasonable if we're not got anybody to score any goals. Yes, we might not concede as many goals, but the fact is that we still need to score them, right? So we do need goal scorers. I don't think it's excuses. I think it's just logical to say if we haven't got goal scorers, then we're not going to win as many games.
Okay, so to go back to the argument, big up Mia for turning up because I see somebody in the chat that's talking a lot, but he doesn't want to come on. I don't want to say it, I'm not going to have a go at him because he's quite cool. But at the same time, right? When I look at that team, like Talani scored yesterday, didn't he? Or am I wrong? Right? People say now Richarlison ain't that bad, which I don't believe. Right? Okay. People are bigging up Tell. People are bigging up Tell. Like no tomorrow. Yeah? Right? And he will get his forwards. He keeps on saying he's going to get his forwards. But why I compare the team of Poch's team at the start of his reign to this team right now is that I'm saying to you, when I looked at that team for Poch, when he started that game against West Ham, there was no Harry Kane. Harry Kane was halfway out the door, let's be honest here. He wasn't even getting a chance. The only reason why he got a chance is because Soldado and Adebayor were absolutely crap.
Yeah.
Right? So this is why I'm trying to revise history here. Right? When I look at that team at the moment, if you get Gakpo in and get a Savinho in, that is certainly more than what we had right back then. And Pop's got the best out of that team.
Yeah.
But the fact is that we already just said that Harry Kane basically saved Poch's job. So that means that what happened was it's true. Pochettino was in a bit of a sticky situation, so he had to have Harry Kane to come along and save him. What's Harry Kane? A goal scorer.
Yeah, but he was never a goal scorer. Yeah, but what basis was that? Because we never knew that he was going to be a goal scorer at that start of that time. No one knew that.
It doesn't matter because he was. The fact he come around and he did score those goals obviously helps the team. The team needs to score goals. They need to score the goals. And the fact is if we haven't got anybody, I agree, I like Gakpo, I want Gakpo. But if you've got no one else as a number 9, or even because we want someone who can play across the front 3, that's what I've heard the rumour is, that will significantly improve our team. Because it's all well and good keeping goals out, but then you can get a draw and you get a point. We need goal scorers to win us games. We've always had big goal scorers in our team.
Yeah.
That's important. And if we're going to get anywhere, we need to have them. So to say that it's ridiculous to say we're not going to go far without goal scorers, I think it's just illogical. It's just not logical.
I'm not saying that we don't need goal scorers, but I'm saying to you, right, to make my point even further, yeah, the last big goal scorer we had was Brendan Bloody Johnson, and no one rated him because and played to the way that he wanted to play so he could get those goals. My point is that people are saying that we need goals and we need these magical players that can score goals everywhere. And I'm saying to you, yeah, you can't just get that magical goal scorer, because if you want an actual guaranteed goal scorer, we're complaining about Osimhen not wanting to come to Tottenham, right? We're complaining about Tony and Ivan Toney saying that he's got too much ego, right? So, like, what do you want?
But the thing is, hold on a minute, Alex. What you do, you conflate one person's opinion onto everybody, because not everybody is saying that. Not everybody is saying what you're saying, that everybody is saying that. Like, I don't understand it. Like, let's not conflate a few people's opinions and tell everybody saying that everybody's doing it.
That's what I'm going to be using. That's what I'm going to be using.
But
that's
why?
the way I'm using it, Mia. We're not playing political. We're not playing question time here. Political chamber here. I'm going to use the argument. That's what I'm hearing at the moment.
No, hold up a second. We're not using question time. All I'm telling you is that to use a few people's opinions and to conflate them as everybody's opinion is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to do that.
I don't agree with this. This is the thing. This is where I'm not playing this diplomatic game.
No. Like my opinion might be different to Sava's opinion, to Mark's opinion, to Sheriff's opinion, right? So that I can't conflate what Mark's opinion is to everybody just because everyone's different. So you can't just conflate and say everybody here thinks that. That's not true.
But Mia, I think you got it completely wrong. I wasn't targeting it at you. I think now you're getting to the point.
I know you're not. I'm not. I'm just telling you.
I think now the argument's now getting missed now, because now I'm making arguments that saying what other people are saying to fit my argument, which is fine. I don't think that's a problem at all.
Which means there's an agenda, because you're basically basing it on people. Because you're basically basing it on people's opinions instead of basing it on just your opinion. You're saying about what other people have said. Listen, just base it on your opinion.
Yeah. But that's now we're getting a bit semantics now. I don't think that's the case at all. I think now people are trying to be clever here. My point is, though, right, to get back to the point, the excuses of not having any goals, right? I don't think there's a magical formula to get somebody in who's going to do that right now, right? Because even if you get a goal scorer in, we thought Morani was going to be that guy. Look what happened to him. You know what I mean? So I'm saying to you is that whatever striker we will get in, because we will get us forward in, we've got to work to what makes them tick to get those goals. Because when I look at the goal scorers, the big goal scorers right now, the only one that is really was assured of getting loads of goals was Haaland, because Haaland has always been a goal scorer. He's always been guaranteed goals. Other than that, and Harry Kane, obviously. But Harry Kane started as an accident, like somebody said, Rain said, right? So I don't want to hear the excuses. That's what I'm saying at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So that's my point.
Thank you, Mr. Box Office. Appreciate that. Morning, Sava.
Big up, Sava, and we will say thank you very much.
Sorry, I
can see you.
I've just got in from a run, so I probably look like an absolute mess. But I was listening to the show, and I just thought, like, what on earth is he waffling? Like I've never known someone try and make a point without any substance at all. Like, first of all, sorry, I'll come in hot. Right? First of all, he's using the beginning of Pochettino's reign as an argument. When the beginning of Pochettino's reign, people wanted Pochettino sacked because we weren't very good.
Yeah.
Right? Pochettino was saved in the end by, as we said, Harry Kane came on. No one knew that he was going to do what he did. They threw him in because it wasn't working. And we got better. But when he's going, there was no Dembele, there was no Walker, there was no Vertonghen. But in the teams where Poch did well, yes, there was. Poch did well because he had those brilliant players and moulded them into a brilliant team. I'm not sure what that, again, when I can't understand people like Alex, right, is... Sorry about Eureka Cut in the chat. Always nice to see you. You come onto a channel and straight away...
I ain't got that far yet, Sava. I'm sorry. I do apologise.
Right. Hearing him once is bad enough. All right, sorry, Eureka Cut. The worst thing about this is what has Pochettino's reign got to do with a decade or so more later? Like, I don't know. When fans put the two together... We're playing different opposition, different managers, different players. We're a different football team. The league is different. I'm not sure what the two have got to do with each other. And is Alex suggesting then that we don't need better forwards? Because like I think the rest of the fan base are all very clear that we need goals, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We need goals. By the way, it's not me echoing. If anyone, it's not my end echoing, by the way.
Cookie and mute yourself. It is.
Yeah.
I'm just muting now.
Yeah, it's not me that's echoing, by the way. I don't understand the argument. Like, what's the argument here? We all know that since Kane and Son have gone, we are pretty toothless up front. I think, isn't that just kind of like a well-known thing across the whole of the fan base and across every other football club that Spurs don't really have any bite up front? Alex comes on arguing... I don't know what he's arguing. We all know we need forward. So when he's going the excuse, like Mia just said, this isn't, sorry. Hi, Mia, by the way. Long time no speak.
Morning.
This isn't an excuse. This is what we need as a football club. We all know we need forwards as a football club. Yeah. Now, if the excuse is, oh, well, we might only finish 7th because of the forward players we've got, that's not an excuse. You have to work this out rationally with common sense. And you go, right, how many goals do teams score that finish at that end of the pitch? Now you look at it and go, right, where are Spurs breaking those goals down at the moment? You could say, if Maddison is fit, you know he might grab you 10 goals. If he's fit, right? Because that's the caveat with Maddison. You might say, if Kudus is fit, he's going to grab you, I don't know, 7 to 8 goals in the season. Right? Richie might grab you 9 to 10 goals if he plays for... That's 30 goals. I've just listed 30 goals there. Teams that finish in that top 6, top 7, they get 65, 70 goals. So the question is, where are those 65, 70 goals coming from? So it feels to me like this is just an argument about nothing when Alex fully well knows we need better strikers, fully well knows we need better goal scorers. This is just, I can see this a mile off. This is so that when we don't, if we don't finish 5th, 6th, 7th, and if we don't buy better forwards, it will be, well, Poch got 5th. Why didn't De Zerbi? Well, Poch wasn't playing against that Man City, that Liverpool, that Arsenal, that Chelsea, that Man United, that Aston Villa. There's a lot of teams up there now. You can squint your eyes, Alex. But when Poch was here in that first season, we struggled. Please, let's not rewrite history here.
Okay, I'm letting you speak so I could just come back on this because some of this is absolute nonsense. But anyway, moving on. Go on then.
Okay, so now, Alex, tell me one thing I've said there that's nonsense.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Firstly, I have said that our strike force has been rubbish. I've been on your show saying that they're rubbish. So that's absolute nonsense. My argument has been, which you've not listened to again, because you didn't listen again, right? Is that I'm looking at the forward line when Poch started at West Ham, right? Yep. And there was no Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Right. There was no Harry Kane. There was no Dembele. There was no Walker and Rose. Walker was off on loan. Right. It was Norton in that team. Right. We had Bentaleb.
I know that's
and
it. I think we
Toure.
all know that, Alex. We all know the team.
So I'm saying no. I've let you speak. I've let you speak. I've let
I know,
you speak.
but
Now
we all know
it's
the
my no
team.
no. I've let you speak.
Relax.
I
Alex,
like you,
relax.
Sava. I like you, Sava.
Relax.
No. I'm not being silly.
Relax.
I'm not being silly. I'm not being silly. I like you, Sava. But I've got to be hard on you because I've let you speak. Now I'm going to speak.
Yeah,
So
but when you, Alex,
no, because that's not fair. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. I've
Alex,
let you
just have a
speak.
football chat.
Yeah, I'm
Stop
having back
around.
football chat, but you talk to me. I've let you speak. I've let you speak. Now I'm speaking.
Mark, I'm
Now
sorry,
I'm
this is
speaking.
hard work.
So that's why I'm doing it.
So
So
loud and
yeah,
nonsense.
you can tell me to slow down. You can tell me to slow down. I'm telling you.
Shouting.
I'm speaking now. No, I've got a hard voice. I've got a loud voice. I've got a loud voice. So that's how I'm doing it. Right. So I'm talking now. So what I'm saying is at the moment is that basically he made that team to what he had, and he got the best out of the players he had. With Harry Kane, you had Chadley for goodness sake, right? Getting some goals, and that's it. So I'm saying to you at the moment, if he's left with the squad that he's got right now, De Zerbi, he's got to get the best out of what he's got and try and get some more goals out of that team. And if he gets, for instance, a Gakpo, a Savinho, even though I'm not saying I'm too sure about them getting goals or whatever, he still has to try and use them to try and get the best out of them to get them those goals, because they obviously are coming to Tottenham because they want to improve, and they'll be better than what we've got. So that's my argument. With one game a week, with the advantage of what we've got in the transfer window, and some of the teams that are in transition at the moment, I think that's not the possibility.
Okay,
That's
so
my opinion.
your point is what all of us would think of any manager, that they've got to get the best out of their players. Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, I think it's just about getting the best out of their. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Can you just mute? Sorry, Mark, because I'm trying to say. I do apologise, Mark, because I do appreciate you having me on the show. So I do
I
apologise.
have muted. I'm muted. Go on, man.
Sorry about that, Mark. I really do apologise. I hate saying that.
Alex, no one's doubting that every manager's got to get the best out of what they've got. But the problem is, when fans say this, when we say you've got to get the best out of what you've got, we also have to acknowledge what is the best out of some of these players, right? Fans like me and you and these two above, and I'm sure Mia, I don't know, but we've all said for years how the Richies, the Solankis, the Tells, the Odebergs, they're not good enough, right?
Not good enough, Sava.
Right. So on the one hand, Mark, we're saying these that aren't good enough and need better players. And on the other hand, but he's got to get more out of them. Now, as a coach, you can get so much out of footballers. You can't make people who aren't goal scorers. Like that's not just how being a coach works. Some players will naturally develop into that. But Solanke, Richarlison, we've seen these guys, they're 28, 29 years of age. They're not kids that are going to be developed. They are grown-ass men coming towards the back end of their football career. So Alex is arguing what we all know. Yeah, De Zerbi's got to get the best out of his players. Yeah, we know that. But when he's saying excuses, I don't know what Poch's first 11 on that first game against West Ham has got to do with anything, because Poch struggled. If you all remember, right?
Poch was going to be sacked.
Yes, YouTube wasn't a thing then, right? But if you all remember the noises going into that period when I think we got the goal with Kane, didn't we, from the free kick against Villa?
Deflection.
Yeah,
Villa.
the deflection, right?
Villa.
The noises going into that game for the month before was, what's this guy doing? Like, this guy's really bad. Like, Spurs are awful.
He was on his way out, Saba. He was on his way out.
Yeah,
He was going to get sacked.
So, but this is what I mean. Then when you actually look when Poch came into his own, unfortunately, it wasn't what Alex is saying. When Poch came into his own through good coaching and putting a team together, it was when he had all the players he just mentioned that he didn't have. It was when Walker was in the team and Vertonghen and Dembele and Ali, Eriksen's son, Kane. When Poch had that team, we went, bloody hell, look at the goals. So I'm not sure using the first 6 months of Poch's career has got anything to do with the situation we find ourselves in now. And that's what I'm trying to, when I hear a football debate, I try and make what's the link? Like, what's the link?
The link is that he ended up being fifth in that end of the season because he ended up putting the squad together that he put together, right? And I don't think looking at that squad was any better than what we got right now, right? Because I think looking at that squad right now, yes, the forward line is not great, but I think, like I said, he will get forwards, right, that are going to be competent. And for me, I look at that and think, well, right, that's where I think he can find some goals out of that team, right? If he had all those players fit together, because like there's no really excuses then, really, especially one game a week.
Alex, they're facts. Okay, so let's assume, hypothetical. Let's assume, right, the Spurs don't buy any forwards. Okay, let's assume, as of right now, the squad as of today, right? Where are you getting 65, 70 goals from, Alex?
You're not.
Okay, fair point. Fair point about if you're just going to leave it the way it is at the moment with Charleston, Charleston. But at the same time, with what he said as well, I don't expect him. I just don't see him.
Alex, we're going to buy forwards. Okay, let me change the hypothetical. Spurs go and buy Gakpo and Savio in the next few weeks, and that's where the window ends. Hypothetically,
right?
I completely agree. If that is what De Zerbi has gone and bought, Savio, Gakpo, and he's got Maddison and Kudus right? Yeah, then you've got to go and get Europe because they're the forwards you've bought in. I completely agree. But I think it's the terminology you use when you say to people, I don't want to hear these excuses. I don't want to. Look, I heard you say just then, people big up Tell. They do. For me, I don't get it either, Alex. If I'm with you on this, I don't quite get the bigging up of Tell. We do this all the time. You get a player who's done nothing, but we big them up because people want to clutch onto a player. For me, that's all well and good, bigging these players up. But if we look factually at what any of these players in this current squad have done from a goal scoring perspective in their careers, other than Solanke's one season where he hit 19 goals, he's an average striker, right? He's got like 30, if I'm not wrong, Alex, I think he's got something like 39 Premier League goals in his career by the age of 28, 29, right? Richarlison's best ever season is 13, right? So I'm not magically expecting, with the squad that De Zerbi's got in the forward areas, I'm not magically expecting that Spurs suddenly start putting threes or fours past teams. You looked yesterday against Chelsea. We never looked like scoring a goal. Let's be brutally honest, right? Yes, we won. People can be happy and knock yourselves out. But we scored. The ball hit the post and goes to Richie 3 yards out, and Tonali scores from outside the box. In open play, we didn't look like scoring at all. Right? Sydney, Auckland, MK Dons. We didn't look like scoring at all in these games. Like, we don't look like scoring. De Zerbi's not a miracle worker. He's not a miracle worker, Alex. Like, you can't just suddenly turn around and go, right, this season I'm going to get 20 out of him, 15 out of him, 12. It's just not how it works, right?
But Saba, to your point, you're going, Mio. You haven't spoken.
The thing is, right, is that what we've got to understand is that with Pochettino, what did we give him? We gave him time to build his team, right? So we need the same grace exactly for De Zerbi, right? If he doesn't get it all done in like immediately, that isn't what we did with Poch. Poch didn't do that immediately. It took him time to get his team together, Alex. So you've got to understand that you can't expect you can't expect wine from a bottle of vinegar. Like, at the end of the day, that's not how it works. So you've got to give him time. So putting that expectation on him, that's obviously your opinion. But I just think it's unrealistic when we didn't do that with Poch because we gave him time. And that's what the manager needs.
So to this argument, I hear this argument all the time, and I get that, but I think people forget that De Zerbi can quite easily just leave. You know what I mean? So because he's got previous of doing this. So I do think as well that, you know, yes, Pochettino got time, but we all just spoke about that he was like one game before getting sacked. You know what I mean? So, and Harry Kane was one of the reasons why he saved him. So, you know, I think somewhere along the line there, you know, there has to be a
Alex,
few
what are you
expectations.
saying? Like, it feels like already that we're going to do what we normally do, which is new manager comes in and the expectations we put on them from day one are just ridiculous. It's almost like our fan base don't understand that Tottenham have for years and years and years have needed a proper reset. I don't call it a rebuild because I don't think we're rebuilding from anything. This club needs time, right? Have a look at the things this fan base is already moaning about with De Zerbi, right? De Zerbi brings in Robertson, right? A multiple Premier League winning captain, Champions League winger, Scotland captain, solid pro. Oh God, he's shit. But De Zerbi's brought him in, bit of experience. We don't like that, right? He sells Vuskovic. Oh, he's killing our youth. But okay, cool, right? Alex, we don't give a manager any time. Like, we do not give a manager any time. This whole conversation about where are we going to finish next season? Why are we so concerned about one season? We've been 17th and 17th. Why can't we just say this year, let's stop all doing our predictions of, I think third, I think fifth, I think seventh. Why can't we just say, right, this year, build. This year, let De Zerbi mould that 11 to 15 players. The first 11 to 15 players, let him mould them, playing one game a week. Let's build a team. If it gets Europe, we go, brilliant. If it doesn't, you go, okay, well, we need to do more. We add in windows. But straight away as fans, there's no excuses. He's got to do this. It's like, why the desperation for everything to change in 12 months?
Listen, I would have changed.
For success. It's because Tottenham fans were starved of success.
Of course.
That's what I think.
But Mark, we're coming off the back of 2 17th place finishes, right?
Yeah.
And we got and there's some fans saying it, right? Not all fans. Some fans going, yeah, this year, yeah, definitely finish 4th or 5th. And you're like, okay, cool. Well, we could. And if that happens, let's all be very grateful that that's happened after the 2 collective shit shows we've had in the last, well, I could say 2 years, but I think it's been about the last 7 or 8, if we're brutally honest.
It has,
right?
ever since the stadium opened.
But
Right.
I think we should completely forgetting though, soon to interrupt, that the squad cost ratio this season in the rules now has given Tottenham the massive advantage. This is why you're seeing the likes of Aston Villa having to sell players to sell players. You're seeing Man United not buying anybody because they need to sell to buy, right? And you know, you're seeing a lot of clubs suffering from it. Tottenham not suffering from it right now. They're not suffering from it. And the main thing I'm saying at the moment is that I would have come to your way of thinking before we started getting Tonali, before we got Fernandes, before we got Robertson. All got Premier League experience. Every single one of them has got Premier League experience. If you get Savinho, if you get Gakpo, you've got 8 players that have got Premier League experience that can go straight into. The only player that doesn't go into the squad right now is the Dubravka, which I've got question marks on. So my point is though, right, and I've got fans, right, and I don't care if I'm conflating arguments. I'm just putting it to my point, right, is that I'm hearing fans saying this is the best transfer window they've ever seen in their life.
Sure. But
So,
the difference is, Alex,
it's like me asking somebody to ask you to marry. If I've got the best woman going that I want to marry, I've got to put a ring on it. So I've got to put a statement out there and say, sorry, I want 7. I need to get 7th because that's my expectation.
Okay, I'm all for these analogies, right, Alex? But again, this is where I think if the average football fan, if all of us as average football fans take a step back and remove our emotion from what we want from our club because we're so desperate for success. Now let's do the adult thing and realize it takes time, right? It doesn't matter if you go and buy 8 players that have all got Premier League experience. That doesn't guarantee, and it doesn't not guarantee that they all just click into a brand new 11 together and we go, ta-da. Now they could. There's nothing saying they won't. but there's no secret ingredient that says they will, Alex. And football fans don't seem to ever realise what goes on behind the scenes at a football club to building a football club and a football team. We just go, there you go, great window, go. This is time, patience. Let De Zerbi build the 11. Let De Zerbi work with them, right, on the training ground. He's got more time than most on the training ground this year. Let him get the team working together. But straight away, look at the pressure that's going to be put on him by fans like you. Look at the pressure immediately. Forget the fans that are calling this the best window ever. Who cares that they're saying it's the best window ever? What does that mean? This is the best window ever, Alex, because we've acted so poorly for the last 10, 15 years in transfer windows.
Quite
this
right.
should be a normal
we
window.
agree with this. We agree with this. Yeah, sorry.
Why is there so much pressure? We were 17th 2 years in a row. Why can't we say, let's build a team?
Yeah, but I think it's also with all the conjecture from the rivals as well about the fact that we are, because I agree with you. I would have agreed with you before we got Tonali in and Fernandez in. I would absolutely agree with you. I need to be humble. A 10th place finish, 11th place finish would be satisfactory for me. Then we got Tonali in. Then we've got Fernandez in. We've got the money the advantage that we're getting, and then I'm seeing Aston Villa, who have got Champions League and won Europa League, and they're selling players, and they've lost one of their major players in midfield. I'm sitting there looking at this and thinking, wait a minute here, we are not going to get any better opportunity. Because I do look at this season like, and I'm not saying it's going to be a Leicester season, but it does feel like the Leicester season. It does feel like it. Like the teams that are coming up, and some of the teams that are have got a lot of things going on right now.
Hang on. Break that down for me. Sorry, I just need your clarification. This feels like a Leicester season. Are you referencing Leicester winning the league and saying that Tottenham could win the league?
No. I'm not saying that we could win the league. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Why is it a Leicester season?
A Leicester season being that a lot of the teams, there was a lot of doubts about them because of lots of things that were going on in their clubs and stuff, and Leicester City taking advantage. So I'm not saying that we are going to do that at all. No, because I said seventh at least. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that whoever takes the advantage of whatever's going on, the only team that's going to do well, possibly is going to win again is Arsenal, because they've got nothing going on.
Alex, where is this? Where have you heard this? Where is this coming from that suddenly now none of these other teams are good? Like,
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying they're not good.
So when you're saying the only other team that's going to win games again is Arsenal, sorry, have Man City lost all of their footballers and suddenly they're shit?
No, I'm not saying that. I've said that
have Liverpool suddenly got a really shit squad?
They've got things going on though. They have got things going on though, and they've got a new manager in. So I'm just saying at the moment there is that question mark on them. But I'm not saying that Tottenham are going to be above them. I just think that there is a chance. There is a chance that we can make inroads in the league. That's all I'm saying at the moment. And I don't think we're going to get any better than this.
What have Man City got going on? Can you tell me what is it?
They've got a new manager. They've got a new manager in Enzo Maresca. It looks like Rodney might be leaving soon from the rumours. Yeah, but he's had 7 games already. 7 games already, and he's already and now he's already had one of his best transfer windows to date. That's what I've been told. So I'm just saying at the moment, I'm not saying, like, listen, I'll hold my hands up at the end of the season if I'm wrong, right? If I can give you that, Saba, right? But what I'm saying is at the moment is that it does feel like we have a massive advantage. Massive advantage.
I don't know how. Sorry, I'll let Mia come back. I feel like these are things that are being said by fans with nothing to back this up at all. Like, Man City are out here buying Elliot Andersons for 116 million. Man City have got the best striker in the Premier League. Man City have got the best winger in the Premier League in Jeremy Doku. Man City have got Phil Foden, Cherky, right? Like Man City have bought, like I've got defenders galore. They got Donnarumma in goal, and we're sitting out here going, but Man City have got things going on. I don't understand. Suddenly you've taken Spurs from this 17th place club that nearly got relegated to this is our best chance to overtake the likes of Liverpool and Man City. And I just
I didn't say we're going to overtake. I didn't say we're going to overtake Liverpool, Man City. I said that we could get into the Europa League. So I'm saying that I'm not saying that we're going to overtake them, right? But you know what I mean. But
I don't get you at all. I've no idea.
The only advantage that Tottenham have got is, I don't really want to say this, but is the position that ENIC have put us in with the amount of money that we're allowed to throw about willy-nilly these days. But that is only because their own design and from the neglect that they've shown the club over since the stadium opened.
That's the point I've been making. That's the point I've been making, and it's been clear from this season that, and with a lot of teams in Europe next season, and one game a week, I do think that Tottenham can do a lot more this season than we could have done. But I thought we could have done. You know what I mean? Because I'm shocked it's coming out of my mouth. I'm just seeing the land how it's lying at the moment. You know, a lot of teams are struggling to get players in. You know what I mean? So
who's struggling to get players in?
Well, Liverpool are. Barcola's the only one that's coming in.
Based on what are Liverpool struggling to get players in?
Well, they haven't got have you looked at their defence?
But when you're saying you're struggling to get players in, I haven't seen Liverpool being rejected by any centre halves. Do you mean they haven't bought a centre half yet? Is that what you mean?
But they've lost one of their big centre halves to Real Madrid.
Okay, cool. But you see, again, when we talk about conflating, that Liverpool in the last 12 months have spent something like £600 million on bringing footballers into the football club, Alex. So when you're going to sit there and go, they're struggling, on what? They've done most of their transfer work. Liverpool have still got time. Liverpool are currently in negotiations to spend over £120 million for Barcola. That's not struggling, is it? That's a team that's going in for a top footballer and spending big money. I heard Arsenal struggling to get players in as they're about to sign a deal for Bruno Guimaraes. Like, I feel like you're saying lots of things that aren't actually, I feel like they're nice things to say, but couldn't you say we're struggling to get players in? We haven't bought in, we are starting games with Solomon, Tell and Solanke. And we're sitting here worried about what Man City are doing with Erling Haaland, Cherki and Doku. Like, we're worried about what Liverpool are doing with Ekatike. What have they got? Ekatike, Isak, Gakpo, Soboslai. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Well, Gakpo, sorry, mate.
I think, Alex, you're basing a lot of stuff on assumptions, right? Because you're assuming this will happen. You're assuming that will happen. You can't assume that we're going to actually fit together as a team straight away, that it's going to click straight away, because De Zerbi's system is quite complex. So that might take a little bit of time to fully get into the players. So, like, you're basing it on a lot of assumptions. I think that's what we're trying to say, is like you're assuming a lot of stuff will or won't happen. So you can't really, although you can have an opinion, but to base it on assumptions just makes it a little bit wobbly, right? Because there's no foundation to these assumptions.
I don't agree with that. What I say is because when I look at Jan van Heck, he's brought in Jan van Heck because he knows his system, right? He's brought in Tonali because Tonali, he's worked with him before, right? He's very close to him, right? Fernandes was brought in purposely to work with Tonali. That doesn't mean
they're going to fit together straight away.
And then we look at the defenders that we brought in. Everyone's been making a big deal about their stats pushing the ball forward. So every single player that we have brought in, even Poro, that I'm saying that he's got question marks as well, because now he's the best right back going because he's had a great World Cup, right?
But who's saying that?
Jed Spence is now the second coming now, from what I've been told now, because he had a great World Cup.
Who? By who, Alex? But you're just assuming.
The fans are talking about them right now.
But you're talking about fans and assuming that everybody thinks that.
No,
but
no,
that's
no.
not
But
what everybody's thinking.
I'm just having the same energy. I'm doing the same energy that I'm seeing from fans, right? Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to challenge my club right now because I'm getting tired of being that guy sitting in the corner and being having to listen and having to watch other people being big about their teams, and I'm not, right? When right now we should be putting our chest out right now. So my issue is, if you're going to big up our defenders like Jan van Heck, like Van der Ven, like Senesi, right, that pulls the ball forward. Now people are saying Poros is a great right back option, right? And we've got the midfield as well. All I'm saying is, go and show it for me then, because you've got one game a week, training week to week with these players.
Who isn't
right?
saying?
So I'm saying, go and show yourself, because I don't think you're going to get it any better this season. I don't think you will, because I think next season, the following season after that, I think teams are going to start really making moves. Right? So that's my opinion. That's my thing. That's my thing.
Alex, I get it, but Alex, teams are really making moves now. The thing that makes me laugh is when you're saying just put out our chests. First and foremost, we just finished 17th 2 years in a row. So I think you've got to remember a lot of what we're doing with Tonali, with Fernandes, with Van Hecker, with Senesi, a lot of this is to try and just get us back to where we were, 5th, 6th, 7th. A lot of it is just to try and get back there. These other clubs are strengthening from a position of strength, right? Man City are strengthening from a position of strength. Liverpool didn't have the greatest season last year. We know they didn't. But they got a new coach come in who plays the football that they want to play. They've still got a very good squad. They'll still buy some more footballers, right? Arsenal, look how strong Arsenal are. Look how bloody strong. I see people laughing at Arsenal, right?
I'm not laughing at Arsenal. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm not laughing at Arsenal. I'm definitely not laughing.
You, Alex. But I see people saying, laughing, they didn't get Rodgers. And I'm thinking to myself, why are we laughing at a squad that just won the title and got in the Champions League final? That, for me, should be a few they didn't get Rodgers. Not a guy. Because what does a club like Arsenal do? All right, we didn't get Rodgers. Tell you what we do. We'll go and get Bruno Guimaraes. Right? Yeah. These clubs are acting. Now, Aston Villa. You keep talking about Aston Villa. Aston Villa have finished above Spurs, 4 years in a row? All right, 4 years in a row. And we're going, we're much better than them. They're having to sell players. All right. Aston Villa had to put their wages right up. It's killed their PSR. They're selling players, but they're still buying some good footballers, Alex. They're still buying some good footballers.
The thing is with Liverpool, right? No, I'm not sure if they've actually signed anyone yet, but this is the position I want to see my club in, that we don't have to go out and press panic buttons and get 7 or 8 in one window. If Enoch hadn't put us so far behind the bloody 8 ball over the years, we wouldn't have to do this. We would not have to. I'd love it if Tottenham was saying, well, we could do with maybe 1 in a transfer window and that'll do us. You know, this is what big teams do.
Right, this summer, realistically, this summer, Arsenal going into this summer with that squad that's just won the league, Champions League, they literally can go 2 or 3 out, 2 or 3 in, can't they? Because they've got the squad.
Of course they can.
Right. And we're not in that. We're sitting here going, we signed 8 or 7. We still need 3 or 4 more just to get our first 11.
This is the position that Enoch have put us in over the years.
Agreed.
Over the years. With their mismanagement, worrying about bricks and mortar instead of football. This is the position we've been left in. So we've had no choice. We've had no choice but to spend this money. Because otherwise, we could see it. If they didn't do it this season, the year after, we'd have been in the Championship. So they've had no choice.
I think that guy in your chat said the right thing, Mark. If you look at the Aussie Spur TV, said Arsenal can renovate a room, we're building a house. And I think that's a really good analogy, right?
Yeah.
But I get Alex's point, right? We've bought the defenders in. We've bought the midfielders in. But you've got to remember, we were starting from such a position of weakness that we've had to do that just to level ourselves. Right? Yeah. We've had to do that to level ourselves. But I agree. When I first logged on and heard what Mia was saying, look at our forward line. It doesn't matter how good you are in midfield and the back. And I think Spurs will dominate most of the games we play this year. You can see from pre-season, we're going to be a team that has a lot of the ball. But when you're watching this pre-season, and I'll challenge anyone, who is not bored when we get in the final third?
Listen, I'm 100%. I'll let somebody else speak because I'm speaking too much. You know
I've said for shows and shows and shows in my 50-odd years supporting this bloody football team, this is the worst set of forwards I've ever known us have.
Agreed.
If you go back, when I was growing up, Spurs were always known. Brilliant midfield, brilliant attackers, a bit weak at the back. The defence was always a bit of an issue. But good God, but you could only look back to some of the strikers we've had. I mean, the first two I remember is Crooks and Archibald. What a partnership.
My first one was Clive Allen, my first real one when I was younger.
Clive Allen, 49 goals, whatever it was, in one season. There you go.
We had
4 or 5 of our forwards, and they ain't getting you 49 goals between them.
We had under Harry Redknapp, right? This is the point, right? Under Harry Redknapp, we had Pavlyuchenko and what is it? We had Darren Bent. No, Darren Bent, I think it was, right? And they couldn't score barn door, I think, under Ramos. And he was able to get the best out of them. I know he ended up bringing in Robbie Keane, and what is it, Defoe? And I know we did that. And I know that it's a different time, but it just goes back to my point that I don't think there's a magical formula of finding somebody that's going to just instantly score you goals. I think if you're going to find that, you're going to have to spend a lot of money, and you're going to have that ego. You're going to have to get that person that's got an ego, right?
That's the way of the world these days,
So,
Alex.
Yeah, that's
cheap anymore.
That's the
surely
thing.
you find 3 or 4, Alex, that grab you 10 to 12 goals each, right?
Yeah,
that's been my point, and that's why I'm saying that.
Pavlyuchenko and Bent, you think what in the very first window that Harry Redknapp, if I'm not wrong, one of the marks will put me. If someone on the channel will put me right, Harry joined at the end of October. If I'm not wrong, right?
I think it was.
If I'm not wrong, literally about 6 weeks later, 8 weeks later in the January transfer window, the first thing he did was buy Jermaine Defoe, if I'm not wrong. Right?
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? So when we're talking about, you've said twice on this show now that managers have got the best out of forwards. They haven't, right? Poch didn't get the best out of Soldado and Adebayor. It was actually when Kane came into his own that we went, oh, look at the goal scorer. It was actually when Harry Redknapp went and got Jermaine Defoe, we went, bloody hell, we've got a goal scorer. And this is what I'm saying, Alex. Roberto De Zerbi is a bloody good football coach. He might uplift the player from 8 goals a year to 11, but he's not a miracle worker. He can't suddenly make Solanke into a Jermaine Defoe. You know, so I agree with you. The market is tough. But do you know the biggest problem we've got, Alex, in my humble opinion, and I'll pass it over to Danny, right? Or Mia, the biggest problem that I think, and this is only Sava's opinion before everyone shouts at me, is you mentioned Premier League proven as it being a good thing. And in the main, I think it is a good thing. But our current strategy in this window is everyone is coming from the Premier League. No one is coming from Belgium, France, Spain, Italy, wherever, right? You agree with that, right? Every signing has been from the Premier League. The problem with that is that people are loving that strategy, but then complaining about the forwards that we're linked with in the Premier League, like Gakpo, like Savio. There are only X amount of forwards in the Premier League.
This is what I agree.
If we're not going to buy from outside the Premier League, then people need to stop complaining at the players that we're linked with in the Premier League, because we're shopping in that little pond rather than the big ocean. So we've kind of snookered ourselves with this strategy of only buying in the Premier League. Who have you got left? Gakpo, Savio, Rashford, Somerville's gone, Krupi's out injured. Do you know what I mean?
This is the point I'm making, though, Saba. People keep on saying that we need goal scorers, Well, you've just summed up what I've just said. The pool is very low, very small in the Premier League right now, and so we're going to have to make do with some of the players that that we are linked with right now. You know what I mean? And what I said is what you're coming to my point. We had Adebayo and what is it, Soldado, but he couldn't get the best out of them. And then by accident, because it was by accident, like Rain says, I'll give him some credit on this one because you listened to him as well, right? By accident, Kane came in and he did what he did, and no one expected it. So that's what I'm saying at the moment is that, I think we might have to do that again with somebody. And I'm not saying that he can do magic, but this is why I'm hearing this guy is like Poch and he's a brilliant coach. So if you're going to say that,
but not every
But
player
with
can
that-
be coached.
But with all that being said, the fact is that Poch almost got sacked all but for actually a really good goal scorer coming into his own, right? So that all being said, where's the excuses you're saying that people are giving? If that is the case, like that at the end of the day, that goal scorer is the one that helped Poch remain and be able to be given that time. So therefore, your whole point of excuses just comes crumbling down because you just proved it yourself exactly what we said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alex, if Harry Kane...
I'm sorry, Mia. I love you, Mia, but I didn't get what you...
Okay, am I making sense to anybody else, or is it just me? Did I make sense what I just said? I don't think it's illogical what I just said.
Alex,
Just say
throughout Poch's era, if he hadn't had Harry Kane up front for all those seasons, would Spurs have been as good?
No,
I don't think so. But that's why I'm saying that by accident, because I no one expected that to happen, and no one expected him to do what he did.
What Mia's saying, I think, Mia, sorry, tell me if I'm wrong. I think I'll paraphrase Mia, is if you're saying that what it took was a goal scorer to come along, whether it was by accident or not, a goal scorer to come along to change the fortunes, what we're saying is we don't have a goal scorer at the moment to come along and change our fortunes. So the pressure that's being put on, he must do this, he must do that, is unfounded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I listen. I think I see that, but with one game a week, I still think I do think he's got a lot of time to figure out a way to figure out a way to start scoring goals and getting people to score goals. I do think he's got a lot.
Can I just say something, Saba? Can I just say something on this point? Just to back up what Alex is saying a little bit. Oh, it's a big echo. Yeah, just to kind of back up, I get what Alex is saying, right? And there's, to a degree, I also agree with it. And I say this because I think if anyone's putting on pressure on the manager, it's De Zerbi himself, because I don't believe that they go and buy players of the level of Tonali and Fernandes and Van Hecke and Senesi and the players that we've bought if his ambition himself was not to try and challenge for, let's just say, top 6 Champions League football, right? And I don't believe that the players that have joining the club would have joined the club if that wasn't the ambition. So what I feel is that it's coming and being driven from the manager himself. So
they were definitely sold an idea.
But that's why I agree with Alex that I think, for me, and I've been saying this for a while, so I'm not going to say something different, that if we do get in 2 or 3 more attackers of the level of a Gakpo, a Savio, and just say one more, I would expect Champions League football. Because for me, even though, like, I know what you were saying, Saba, about, yes, they're Premier League proven, yes, they might not gel in the first season, but to a degree, from me, I think that's what De Zerbi expects. So I feel the way I feel because I feel it from what the kind of the feeling I get that he's giving off, right? That De Zerbi's giving off, that he wants to go for it because we have certain maybe advantages, that this season is the season where we've had more clubs. There's going to be more clubs in Europe than ever before, 9 football clubs. and a lot of them in the sort of middle of the league, kind of
Okay,
in the
Danny,
lower league.
Let me rebuttal that because I hear this. I hear this argument a lot. Oh, but all these teams are in Europe. I'm sorry, Chelsea. I know they're not this year, but Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Arsenal, United. These clubs live in Europe. These clubs. This is not new. We're making it out like suddenly these clubs don't still win titles and trophies whilst they're in Europe every single season. We make it sound like just because these clubs are in Europe that they don't do well in the league every year.
I'm also talking about Saba from the top. I said the top nine teams who are in Europe. That's all of them. That's including your Villas, your is it Brentford? Is it Brentford? Bournemouth. Sorry. So like all of these teams, including the Liverpools and stuff. I think there's an element of that. Man City, right? Man City didn't win the league last season. They bottled it, right? And Arsenal were deservedly probably the best team in the league. But there is a degree that you have to take into account that Man City, if they do lose Rodri, for example, he is a massive loss for them. And yes, they have world-class players, but that doesn't guarantee them that they're gonna be able to compete on all four fronts, right? Which is what these teams have built squads to do.
Do you not think even if Rodri leaves that Man City are going to be right up there again in all competitions?
I think they will, but I don't think they'll be as good, in my opinion.
Sure, but yeah, obviously they'll adapt, they'll change, different way of play. But we'd be talking like, you know, they've still got Elliot Anderson, Reinders, Cherky, Foden, Doku,
of course, but over a course of a season, Sav, right? And I love the Man City players. I just think that you see the difference in someone like a Rodri's ability when he's there. Man City are a level above. When he's not there, they're beatable team, right? And a lot of teams can beat him in the Premier League anyway, right? It showed it in Europe this season as well, right? Arsenal have got the most complete squad because they've got quality in every position. They've got depth. Right,
I agree,
that's why they won the league.
Thing we do, I feel like this is copium. Every summer we try and.
But no, it's not, Saba, because if you look at even Man United, right? Man United finished third with 1 game week. Yes, albeit they spent 200 million on a free attackers who all score goals, right? Which is what was the difference for them. But the 1 game a week helped them massively. Now, are Man United going to be able to go into the season, right? Obviously, we don't know because the transfer window hasn't finished yet. But are they going to be able to go into a season and compete at that level in all competitions because they're going to be in the Champions League now?
There's a question mark there. That's the thing. That's exactly what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying because it's not.
I hear this every year and it never.
But it's not.
I'm waiting for fans to say it and then for it to actually pan out the way they say it. Like this is a lot of copium with better football clubs than Tottenham Hotspur.
There's no.
It's not copium. It's just what it is. It's what it is. There's no.
It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened.
But where has it happened? It's not even about that though. It's not even about that though. It's looking at the rules of what the squad cost ratio right now is in Tottenham's favour massively this season. Right?
Oh yeah.
Pardon?
I don't understand what that means either.
What does that mean?
The squad. What is it? Cost ratio, I think, rules for this season, right?
Oh, you're talking about what we're allowed to spend.
Yeah, what we're allowed to spend.
Hang on. But that is only the position that Enoch have.
I know, but that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Penny pinching,
but this has nothing to do with the debate that me and Sava were talking about.
Yeah, this is what
it's got nothing to do with it.
No, but I'm just saying.
Only sign a certain level of player, Danny. It doesn't matter if we've got this. This is the thing, right? We've got X amount more money than everyone else, but we can still only attract players to a certain level. We're still not going to attract Erling Haalands. You know what I mean? We're not going to attract the big players.
But does Bournemouth attract those sort of players? And they got into that. I don't look at Man United and think they attracted great players. They just got some good form, very, very, very established forwards, right? And they brought them into the team and they worked really well. So I don't like this argument because I sit there and think, again, it goes back to the whole thing about Harry Kane. No one thought that Harry Kane was going to become Harry Kane. So,
yeah, no, I agree with
so for me, it's going back. And also, our last big goal scorer, was Brendan freaking Johnson.
So, Alex, are you saying, say if we get Gakpo, Savio, and Kudus, are you saying that maybe with the training that De Zerbi has on the pitch week in, week out this season, he could maybe get them firing in a way that no one's seen before? Is that kind of what you're saying?
We should be able to try and at least attack that bloody Europa League spot in the league, at least.
I think it's
And I'm not saying that. I don't think that's too much to ask, to be honest with you. With all the teams that have got the problems at the moment, with all the teams that have got the things at the moment going on at the moment.
I don't think there are the problems that you're making out. I feel like these are. I hear this every year. Well, they've got this. Cream rises to the top. It always does. The cream rises to the top. Right?
I agree with you. I agree with you because I've agreed. I've agreed with you over every single year.
Let me, right? The cream rises to the top. I agree with you, Alex. From Danny's point just there, if Tottenham Hotspur were to buy Marcus Rashford, Gakpo, and you got Kudus and Maddison coming back, and then Kulu, I 100% I'm there with you, Alex. This football club must get Europe, right? When I say must get Europe, there's no real ramification. It doesn't mean we just sack De Zerbi because we didn't make Europe. But I would expect it, playing once a week, to get Europe. But the point is, it all depends on who those players are that come in. It all depends on injuries. It all depends on a number of factors. But I feel like what we do as fans is we spend a lot of time discrediting these clubs that are so used to playing twice a week, that are so used to finishing in the top four, that are so used to winning things, that we use other clubs to discredit it as to why we're going to be good. We're the ones they're not worried about at the moment. We're the ones that are coming off the back of 2 17th place finishes, right? We're the ones with one of the worst strike forces in the league right now.
The worst.
Yeah, that is true.
I agree. I was being polite, Mark, but I think we've got, I'm sure we're probably better than Ipswich up front, but you get my point, right?
Well, yeah.
That's a debate.
So when you're saying this argument, Alex, I don't disagree with you, but it really does depend on who are the next 2 or 3 forwards that join this football club, because we have got a habit, and we did this the other day on the show. I think, Danny, you might have been on the show. I can't remember.
I think I was your show, wasn't it?
Every single winger or striker we have signed since Heung-min Son, right? And other than Bale on loan, who was an injured old Bale that wasn't the Bale we sold, right?
He's still pretty useful, though.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying since Son has signed, can anyone name me? I mean, Kudus, we can put in there, but he's played half a season. Anyone name me a good forward we've signed that's had a really good season?
We haven't signed a good forward. No, I totally agree with you. But this is why I'm saying
I want to see it this next month. Right, we have got 4 weeks from today, isn't it? The transfer window shuts. I think it's a month today that the window shuts.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Spurs have got to go and buy 3 forwards, a minimum of 2, hopefully 3 forwards, where we all sit there and go, right, okay, Mr. De Zerbi, the board have backed you. We've spent 350 million, whatever it is, 400 million. Right, over to you. Right, at the moment, I'm not looking at De Zerbi and putting pressure on, because I wouldn't expect, the same way I didn't with Frank with these forwards, I don't expect any manager with these forward players without a single fit playmaker, right? We've not got a single right winger at the club other than Solomon right now, with Kudus being out injured. Tell is our best left winger, right? We've got Richie.
Oh, Solomon even.
And you've got no number 10 who's fit. Right now, I feel like we are exactly where we were this time last summer, where fans are getting all giddy and going mad, but we haven't addressed the issue. Is that fair, Alex?
Listen, this is where I agree with you, right? It's not, I'm going back on my point. I do agree with you because of what you're saying, because I don't, I don't like those forwards, Saba, but what I've been told by other people is that Maddison's coming back, Kulu's coming back, we've got Kudos coming back. I'm saying, well,
you can't rely on Maddison, though, Alex. Maddison, you can't rely on Maddison. He's brittle and broken. That shows.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Dan. I agree with you, Dan.
With what we've done in the transfer window, and we go and get no other players now. Let's just say injuries are favour to us this season, that they don't damage us like last time. I'm still expecting a significant improvement. I'm still expecting around about 8. Why? Because last season, a lot of games also cost us because our defence was such a mess and we had absolutely no control in midfield. Yes, everybody knows I'm not keen on the goalkeeper, but hopefully you can prove me wrong. So it's going to be easier as such to win games 1-0, 2-1, even still scoring lack of goals. We can score goals. We just can't go out there and bang on games 3-4-0, 3-4-2. But it's going to be easier to win games 1-0 than it is to play you score 3, we score 4. Because we haven't got that capability. We haven't got a strike force that can do it. But if it stays in our favour with the injuries, we now have a solid defence there. People are saying we've got an absolutely solid goalkeeper. I beg to differ, but we have a better goalkeeper than Vicario. And we also have a midfield that can, from what we see player by player, how they're going to play together, we shall see. But what we know of their capability can run the show, basically. And then we have to take it from there. So I do expect significantly better, even if we don't even sign another player. I'm still expecting De Zerbi to get us to around about 8th place.
I agree with that, Dan. I agree with that.
There's several other teams out there that are all in Europe, haven't got the greatest squads either. Other teams out there in significant amount of trouble as well, where they can't really go out and do much as well. So I'm still expecting a massive improvement down to De Zerbi.
So it's like Dan.
Unless we get a striker, I'm not expecting a top 6 or a top 5 or whatever, unless we get that striker and a winger, basically, or at least
it's like saying, Dan,
bang it in.
We will compete with like the Brentfords and the Bournemouths and the Brightons because they're in Europe this season. I can't remember who the other team is.
Sunderland.
Yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, that's it. Sunderland. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we should be like finishing in those areas, even with the squad we have right now. In my opinion,
even if massive improvement.
Massive. Yeah, even if Richie.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Okay.
No, go for it.
I came on because I heard what Alex and Sava were talking about, and I would like to repackage Alex's thoughts for you, Sava. So Sava was talking about how we are coming from behind. We've just finished 17 twice, and all the factors. But there are also factors that you're not considering. Number one, like Alex said, there are more teams in Europe than ever. Now, you've said, and you've made it clear, which everybody knows, these teams live in Europe. Granted, Manchester City, to start with, have just lost Pep. They could lose Rodri. They've lost Bernardo Silva. These players have been very instrumental players to them. Manchester City right now, if you check their squad, the reason why Manchester City don't want to sell Savio is because they are quite thin. They have Semenyo, they have Cheki, they have Foden, they have Doku, and they have Savio. That's all they have. So if they have injuries, they are quite messed up. I don't want to swear. That's Manchester City. In the midfield, they have the likes of Nico Gonzalez, they have the likes of Tijani, Reinders. Now, the issue with those two, while they are bodies, Manchester City have been complaining that these people are not good enough. They're trying to replace them. They're signing Boadi. There's a reason for that, but they're losing Rodri. It doesn't matter how good Boadi wants to be. What Rodri does in that midfield, he cannot do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, let's go to Arsenal, which I think are the ones that are the bar for everybody. Arsenal, I think they will be in and around top 2. Granted, especially with Vini and Bruno, which it seems like they've agreed a deal for. Chelsea, 1 game a week, with the likes of Pedro, Rogers, and Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo, Lacroix, very good team. 1 game a week. We saw what the likes of Manchester United did last season with 1 game a week. We saw what the likes of Tottenham, even under Ange, with the likes of Brennan, Richarlison, and co. Even with injuries that season, when we played Ben Davies and Emerson Royale at centre back against Manchester City.
Gray, wasn't it?
Okay. We still finished
Can I
third.
just ask,
We still
what
finished
is
fifth.
it that you think I've said? I'm listening to what you're saying.
So
what is it
what
that you
I'm saying
actually
is that
think I've said to
what I'm
prompt all
saying
this?
is that what I'm saying is that with the signings and 1 game a week, I feel like there's no bar to where Tottenham Hotspur can go this season. And you guys have made that clear, but I feel like you're making it seem like it is madness to think this. If we had
Madness
like
to think what?
that we could do something incredible this season.
Hang on.
Anything is possible.
So again, I'm going to
And
ask
I'm not setting any
what
limit
is
to
it
anything.
you think I've said? Because you've not. This is my pet hate. What is it you think I've said is crazy?
I think you've made it seem like Alex is crazy for thinking that we could do something incredible this season with the players that we have.
So okay.
I think
So
that
with Richarlison, Solanke, Tell, and
I
Odegaard
think
and
that
more,
it is a
I'm
guarantee.
crazy for thinking that we're not going to be
I think
anywhere
it is
near
a
Man City
guarantee
and
that we're
Arsenal.
going to sign attackers. I think that it is a
And
guarantee.
I think
it is
that,
not
but
debatable.
we're not having a conversation about what might happen. We're having a conversation about where we are.
I think it will happen. I think it's a fact that we're going to sign attackers. The manager has told us that we will.
Agreed. So again, what is it you think I've said?
That, like I said, I think that you are making it seem like what Alex is saying is ludicrous, that we can do something incredible. I keep on saying incredible. I do not know what the bar is for us.
What is incredible? Because
that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a bar for it.
We can use words incredible. That might mean something different from me to you.
Should I tell you why I don't think there's a bar for it?
Top five would be incredible. Winning the league.
Like I
just
said,
say it. Winning the league.
That's what I mean, Daniel. There's a difference between being.
I don't think it's far-fetched. I think it's possible.
To what?
I think it's possible. Top 4 is possible. Winning the league, maybe. Even second, maybe. I don't think it's far-fetched. And the reason why I say this is because if under Ange, with that awful team that we had, we could finish 5th. Tottenham Hotspur have never really had a good team. We've had good players in Son and Kane. But this season, I think everybody here would agree, we have the makings of a good team, not just good players. Am I right?
The thing is, though, it's all based on hopium.
Yeah,
it's all based on hopium.
Exactly.
Same as every season. Mark,
I hope that Tottenham win the league.
We're playing 1 game a week. The manager has more time on the training ground. That was one of the issues with Thomas Frank. He didn't have enough time on the training ground because of Europe. We have that this season. We're playing 1 game a week.
Where are Spurs going to finish?
What this team can do.
Teslim, tell me, where are Spurs going to finish in your opinion?
I don't know. That's
no, hang on.
I don't know. I can't see.
Hang on, buddy. Don't come on here, stick out your chest.
I don't know.
Then start getting all flaky. Come on. You're telling me we can be incredible this year. Where are we finishing? Tell me your incredible number where we're finishing.
They're different. Wait, okay, so chill. Their cases,
I won't get an answer. He's going to go around the houses. He's going to give me a little
Sava, chill.
Oh, I'm chilled, mate. I'm holding you to account. I'm holding you to account.
Say Lubo's name 3 times and he's jumping on.
There are obviously 3 possible scenarios in everything. There's the best case scenario. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We got you.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 3 possible scenarios in every situation. There's the best case scenario, there's the worst case scenario, and there's the middle ground. Naturally, that's how things work. You can't tell me to pick something. I'm telling you that it's possible. I'm just saying it's not impossible. We finally have good players. We have 1 game a week. More teams in Europe than ever. It's not impossible. It's not far-fetched.
I've not said we can't have a good year. What I'm saying is, before people like you and Alex are talking about incredible seasons, can we see who we buy in August? Like, at the moment, you're not telling me. By the way, I am 100% aligned with Danny and Dan E on this. With the players we've bought in and with the Zerbi and playing 1 game a week, this squad, I think, should be in and around 8th, possibly pushing 7th. Right?
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what I said. 7th.
Hang on.
Sorry.
But when we're talking incredible, right? We're now talking about, to have an incredible season, you're talking about finishing above some big football clubs. For it to be an incredible season, we're talking about we're going to have to finish above somebody like like Man United's, Liverpool's, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, City's, right? For that to happen, I need to see what this August looks like and as to whether or not it's possible, because people keep saying 1 game a week. if you guys go and do your homework, have a look in the last season where Spurs had more rest, we actually did worse. When we had more rest in between games, we actually came back and did worse. There's no real alignment a lot of the time, right? So you're telling me we can be incredible, and this is yet another summer where I'm sitting here and everyone will go, Sava's negative, Sava needs to believe.
Sava, but this is with better players. That's what I was telling you. Last
But
season,
where
we
are
had
the
an
better
awful
players?
team.
Where?
We signed Wani who flopped. Shola and Kewu couldn't hit a band.
Where are the better players?
I think I get where he's trying to come from. I think I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, what you're basically saying, incredible for me with what we've got at the moment, would be top 5. I say top 5 now because top 5 is basically changed.
I agree, Dan.
It's not written, but I would say incredible is top 5. Do you know what?
Especially coming from where we're coming from, 17th.
Not impossible.
No, it's
I
not possible.
don't see it likely, but not impossible. Because I do agree with what you said about City. Would we finish above City? No, I'm not saying that. But City are probably now in the worst situation that they've been in, do we agree, 8 years maybe? And that their mentality isn't going to be as strong because they haven't got Pep with them anymore. Liverpool have still got to build with a new manager and try and fix what they screwed up last season, because last season did not go their way. Yeah, but hang on. Chelsea don't look nothing special. Again, we're going to see what they do this season. For me, Villa, I don't think they're nothing to worry about. Newcastle either. I think them two.
The arrogance of us is
no,
Villa,
it's an opinion.
Villa
It's an opinion.
Like,
I don't think they are this season, and they've just lost 2 of their best players, and they still haven't got a pot to piss in because they're up that much trouble.
And they brought in 2 very good players to replace them. Are we just forgetting
of not the standards of what they lost?
Yeah. And they've lost their major midfielder, their Belgian midfielder as well, Anana, to a major injury as well. So
for the season.
So I'm just listen. It's not
Alex, let me finish. Alex, let me finish. So Arsenal, no, I don't see it happening. Liverpool, no, I don't see it happening. City, I don't see it happening. Man U, let's see. I'm going to be interested in them this year. Let's see how they cope with it playing more games. Now, apart from that, I don't see why we can't finish above Villa, because I think Villa are going to be in a bit of trouble this year. Personal opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. Newcastle, meh. Done and dusted, mate. That's what it shows when you can't bring the money in to spend it, basically.
I think they're going on a downward spiral now.
Yep, and I think Villa are going to do exactly the same. Again, I think it's just an opinion, which we're all allowed. 5th place would be incredible. Is it impossible? No. Is it likely? I don't quite see that. 7th at the very best. I agree with Sava, and like I said, I see round about 8th. But I don't see 5th place impossible if we have what we got, because you can control a game from midfield. As long as you can bloody defend, you have a chance with things. But we obviously need to be able to score the goal. But like I said, if we manage to keep it that
with this forward line.
No, but
it's possible. It's not impossible. I'm saying it's not impossible, because I think other teams are going to struggle this year. I don't see it likely, but I'm not saying it's impossible.
I just don't know where this comes. Like, I hear this every year we do this. Every year, and every year we're wrong. Like,
always different.
Just suddenly these teams aren't going to be good. It's just.
I think. Can I add a point? Can I add a point? I think
it's all based on
opium. I think it's just based on there's so many unknowns this season, right? There's so many there's so many unknowns, right? Because you've got new managers in every top club apart from Arsenal, right? Every club has got a new manager, like all the original big 6 essentially. And you've got Newcastle, who are just falling off a cliff at the moment. You've got Aston Villa, who have just lost their 2 best players, and Morgan Rogers, let's face it,
if you speak to Villa fans, no, Dan. Not if you speak to Villa fans. Yeah,
go on.
If you speak to Villa fans, they're actually telling you, well, one Kamara is probably their most important midfielder. They've replaced Yuri Tielemans with Yao Gomez, who's a quality. By the way, please don't sleep on Yao Gomez.
Oh yeah, Yao Gomez is top. Yeah, he's top.
You've also got to look at who their manager is. They've got a settled squad. They've got a really good manager. 4 years in a row now, they've been a very good football team. And we just suddenly think because they've lost 2 players that suddenly now we're not worried about Aston Villa. Like, I just I don't know why Spurs fans never learn to be humble. We are.
No, it's not about
No
being
one said
humble.
nothing about being
Sava,
humble.
what everybody's
I
saying
just
is
don't
that we
think
have.
Villa are going to be the force that. I just don't think Villa are going to be the force what they were. It's a
It's not-
personal
I don't think
opinion.
they've never been a force. They're just
Yeah,
a
but
good team.
They
it's
just
not being
finished
humble,
top
though.
4. They just finished top 4, so that
Yeah, but it's
means
not
they have been a
four.
bit of a force. Oh, so
Yeah.
top 4. So
Is
top
it?
4 isn't being a bit of a force.
No,
So top 4 isn't being.
no.
So
Arsenal.
top
and
4.
Can I-
Top 4 being the 4th best club in England isn't being a bit of a force for the season.
Yeah,
Sava, they've done exactly what Newcastle
the
have done, and
season
people
or
were
is it-
calling Newcastle a
I feel
force.
like we're very knee jerk. Oh,
Can
Can I
just
finish
come
my
in?
point?
Come in?
Alex,
Okay,
before you
okay.
do you mind if I finish the point?
Yeah, go on.
Just and then you can go, Alex. What I was saying and what everyone's talking about. I think that I understand. Like, from my point of view, I agree with Dan E. I'm on his level completely about where we could finish and with the current squad. Right? If we were to go and get, I think we're going to bring in 3 players, 3 attackers. Personally, right? If we were to go and get a Gakpo, a Savio, and 1 more, right? I think then you're looking at, depending on who that 3rd one is, it does depend on who it is. But if you go and get another, just say, argument's sake, I know it's not going to happen, but just say if it was Ferran Torres, right? If you were to go and get the Ferran Torres, a Gakpo, and a Savinho, then for me, I'd be looking at, I think we could really push the top 2-3 teams this season on one. And look at where Man United finished, right? They finished 3rd.
Yes.
I think we could push for those kind of positions.
This is where
That's just my opinion. But anyway, go on, Alex.
Listen. This is where Sava, I'm not disagreeing with you, and it's not no ego with Aston Villa. I feel sorry for Aston Villa what they've had to go through because I think they've achieved so much.
They've done it to themselves.
Yeah, but
sorry for what? What's actually happened that we're feeling sorry for?
I feel sorry for them.
They're
They've had to tell
really well run that have just won a trophy and got in the Champions League.
They're not really well run.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be in a 90 million debt if they was really well run. They could have screwed themselves over and had to sell their best player.
Listen,
no, we're in a mortgage, Sava. You've got a mortgage. I've had a mortgage.
Still classed as debt.
But our stadium pays for it, and it don't cost us nothing really.
That's
why we can go and spend 300-400 million.
It's still called debt.
But it doesn't stop us spending money. It don't stop us spending money. Villa can't spend properly without selling their best players to cover their
Nothing's
debts.
actually happened at Aston Villa so far. Again, we're talking about what might happen. What I'm saying is, so far, nothing has happened. So far, Aston Villa are the 4th best team in the country that have just won the Europa League while finishing in the Champions League, which I was told you can't finish high in the league and win a cup. Right? So at the moment, all I'm saying is I don't think Villa will be in the top 4 again, by the way. I don't because
That's
I think
basically what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to be top
I think
5.
the other teams are pushing up and spending well, right? But we're just suddenly going, Villa, they're off. They're off. It's like, hang on.
It's missing
what have we done to show that
but that's not. Yeah, but this is the point, right? Sava, 2 things can be right here. 2 things can be right here. I'm not trying to dismiss Villa. I feel sorry for them, what's going on with them, because I think achieving what they achieved is a fantastic achievement. If Tottenham did that, I have much more respect for them right now. Right? And they've been consistent. So I don't think they deserve what they're getting at the moment. I don't think they deserve it. But the point is, though, when you're seeing what they're... Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying at the moment, when you're seeing what the problems that they've had, and yes, they've got in some players, but they have to go again. And they've got to go 2 games a week, right, with more pressure on doing better next season, right? Because the expectations is going to go higher, right? And they're going to have Champions League as well as trying to keep the consistent in the league as well, and going out and win something else as well. Because the main part of being a top 6 club really is to get into Champions League or get into Europe and win a trophy. That's the main thing to be a top club now these days.
Sure, but Alex, what is it you think I've said that's different? Like,
no, I don't think it's different. Listen, I'm not having a go at you. I'm saying to you, I'm coming to you. I'm saying 2 things can be true. I hear you because I know exactly how you feel in that sense. I think you're making
these things to happen. I'm saying I come onto shows like this every year and I hear the same things, right? And we assume what's going to happen rather than what has. So far, none of this has happened. So far as we look, right, Aston Villa haven't fallen off anywhere. They've lost Morgan Rogers. So what? We've lost players like that before, right? Crystal Palace lose their best players every year. Crystal Palace haven't fallen off anywhere. Crystal Palace went and won another trophy.
But then
right?
if we could totally predict everything, then we would be winning lotteries and that. Some people are just giving an opinion.
That's not my point. But that's a completely mute point. It's not what I'm talking
Sava,
about.
Sava, are they weaker than last season?
Can I-
Fact or no? Are they weaker than last season? Can you answer that question? Do you think they are? Do you think they are weaker than last season right now? With Garnacho for Aston Villa, Garnacho for Rodgers and Co. The deals they've done, do you think they are weaker than last season?
I would say on the left they are, without Rodgers.
As a team.
I would say on the left. Other than that, nothing's changed. Other than Rodgers going, I don't think anything's really changed. Yao Gomez is a like-for-like replacement with Yuri Tielemans. Right?
See,
but also the transfer window hasn't finished. Like everyone's going, they're in problems, they're in trouble. Aston Villa just dropped £70 million on a midfielder. You know, I heard this from loads of YouTubers about a month ago, how Chelsea can't spend, right? Chelsea are just sitting there whacking out money as normal, just whacking out. Like I keep hearing people can't spend, people can't do this. They all are. All I'm saying is, can we wait for these things to happen before we just claim that we're in this great position and no one else is? We're the club that's in a mess. We're the ones that have to prove it. These other clubs aren't in the mess we are. We've got to prove it.
I think we've diverted anyway off of like what the original point was. The original point was that Alex came on and I came on after him to say about excuses, because he was saying that he thinks that fans are going to give excuses if we don't finish where he believes that we should be finishing, where I am from the opinion that obviously that actually we've got to be reasonable, because De Zerbi is going to have time and needs time. So that was the original, the original thing was actually nothing to do with us not agreeing that we should finish where obviously Alex is saying, because I actually agree. I think between 9th and 7th is where I've actually said that we should finish. If we get striking options, yes, we should maybe finish a little bit higher. But I'm keeping my expectations reasonable. But Alex was saying that there was no excuses if we don't finish there. Well, I was trying to say, well, I feel like between those places are probably where we're at. So I think like the conversation sort of diverted to obviously what everyone believes where we're going to finish. But I don't think anybody actually disagrees with Alex in a way, because we all agree that that's probably where we should be finishing. You know, like I don't think it's unreasonable.
Yeah, that's what I said, Mia.
Yeah.
And listen, you know me, I'm very, very harsh on my team, but I'm just looking at the landslide of what the environment is right now. And I'm sitting there thinking, we've got this is the best opportunity we've got right now, which is weird because we shouldn't have this opportunity being 17th. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be having this opportunity at all.
Oh, Alex, or for anyone.
This opportunity, so I think we should be taking it right now, to be honest with you.
Does anyone think that De Zerbi believes in himself, that he could compete because of what he's seen already, the players that he's bringing in? Maybe, like he said, the 60% transfer window's done. They're not complete yet, according to him. If they were to say 100% complete it, do you think that he's got the belief within himself that he can make these players tick in a way that we haven't seen before?
But
combined.
I expect that off a manager, Dan. I expect that off a manager. That's his job.
The thing is, exactly, he has to have that belief, right? But it doesn't mean that you can control the outcome, because you don't know what's going to happen. You might get injuries. Some other teams might get injuries that are significant. So you can't control that as much as you can want it. And it's good that he's got that belief.
Injuries.
Yeah, obviously. But the fact is, we can't control any of that. But he can have that belief because he wants it. So they're two separate things, because you can believe something and be like saying, I want to do it, but it doesn't mean you are going to achieve it, because there's outcomes that you can't control, right, in football.
Obviously. Yeah, totally. I mean, I expect the manager to come in and have beliefs that he can make this team better. Even if he didn't get new players, I expect the next manager to come in and have a belief that he can make them better. Because otherwise, what's the point? He's not doing his job. His job is to come in and make a team better. With what he's got, and if he finishes lower than 8 or 9,
we're buying a new team. There's a difference, right?
Well, either way, that's the point I'm saying. Even we stuck with the same team, even if we stuck with the same team,
people will go, look how much better he is than XYZ manager. But if we're bringing in the 3 forwards that we all think we're bringing in, This guy's
Yeah.
basically bought a brand new 11. So
Oh, totally.
That
And that's going to take time.
it goes back to my point.
That
Why
can
I
take
said
time
what I
to
said.
settle as well.
But
Don't you expect your manager?
built a team.
Don't you expect your manager to have beliefs in himself that if we bought no other players and had the same team, the next manager that comes in, surely there's some expectations that you expect him to have a belief in himself that he could
not
improve.
when you've seen.
No?
I think that the difficulty is we do this every year.
I don't think no one's talking about a 5th or an 8th or whatever.
Hang
If I
on,
said
hang on.
exactly the same team, but a manager's got to have belief in himself, and that's his job.
You can have belief in yourself, but there is a limit to what you can do with certain players. Like, how many years do we have to have Richarlison, Solanke, these types of players? And we go, well, this manager, his job's to get more out of them. It's like, but there isn't more to get out of it. Like I think that people, the Peps, the Klopps, these people are great managers, but they always have great players. Their thing is getting the best out of great footballers, right?
But
yes, they can coach, but we keep doing this thing. Whoever the manager is, where we go, this one's going to coach, that one's going to do this. Quality is everything. If you do not have the quality, there's only so much you can do.
But I haven't said something. But this is the point I was making at the beginning, and why I said at the start of Potter's reign, and to what he's got at the moment for this season, which is really his new beginning, his start of his season, right? His first season, proper season at Tottenham. Right? Forget the 7 games, right? When you looked at that team, right, he didn't get a full team. He didn't have a full team. When you're looking at this team, if you add the forward to it, you've got a whole new 11.
Agreed.
A whole new 11 with 1 game a week. I'm sorry.
But the problem with that, Alex, a whole new team can be very hard to make it blend as well within the first.
Yeah, that's
I understand that. I understand that, but I'm sorry,
that's why
but
there's the
one game a week, though, Dan. 1 game a week, though, right? And those players have been brought in for a reason, right? He's even said it. He said the wingers that are coming in are going to be fitted to the fullbacks that we've got at the moment. He's even said it himself. He's gone out and said, I want Tonali. He actually did this at the end of last season. He said, the quotes he said, right? So this has been done by design. So everything he wants, he's been given, guys. So I'm sorry.
It can take time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I care whether you're saying whatever you're saying. He should get 7th with that team. At least 7th with that team if he gets those forwards. And that's the point I make. And I'm sorry people don't like that I'm getting too passionate, but that's why I'm bloody well here. So
Alex,
you're also hoping,
I think
that they land on their feet and start running. Now I totally agree with you, with what he's got. I expect significantly better. And for me, 8th is significantly better than 17th. But on the other side of it, which I think it's a failure if we don't finish 8th or 9th. Well, 8th, I'm going to say. I'm going to stick with 8th, yeah?
Wait, so Dan, before you say that, is that with 3 new forwards or without 3 new forwards?
No,
because Alex is talking with what. No, but Alex is talking about with 3 new forwards, I think.
Is
that right, Alex?
A bit of both.
I'm still sticking with 8th with just what we've got. But the problem is, we all know that some people don't just land on the feet, even though they got Premier League experience and everything else, which people want and say is a good thing, which is a good thing. But these players ain't played together as a whole team. Sometimes it might take them 3 months before they gel and then kick off as such. It doesn't mean that just because we got better players and everything that we're going to land on our feet and sprint up there either. That's the manager's job to make it all work, basically. That's the manager's job to give them the right mentality. That's the manager's job to get Porro not playing as a poxy right back who can't defend for shit and get him doing what Spain done and play him as a wing back, basically, to get the best out of him. That's down to the manager again. It doesn't mean that because we got better players and everything that we're just going to land on our feet and do it. Should we? Yes, we've got to finish 8th or it's a failure with what we've got. The only other side I'm looking at it is 2 sides of the story, Alex, in the aspect of just because we have the better players doesn't mean they're going to land on their feet running as such. Fernandez and Tonali, they might actually take a bit of time before they start understanding each other. Not just understanding how to play football and how they've been told, but knowing where your man's going to be. That's when a team gets really good. That's when you can have an average bunch of players But if everyone's in the right position, everyone playing to their advantages, that player knows where that one, and that one's going to be as soon as he gets the ball. All of a sudden, you make an average team look like a bloody good team. And it might take a bit of time to land. I'm just saying two sides of the salary.
Well, yeah, because look at Kane and Sonny. What did they have? They had that relationship on the pitch, right? It takes time to build those relationships on the pitches. So
That's
of course
basically
it
what
can
I'm saying.
take. Yeah, so it can take a bit of time. But that was my point, Dan, to Alex earlier, that it might not all just kick off straight away. You can't assume that just because we're getting these new players in and blah, blah, this automatically means that it's a failure if we don't get where Alex is saying that we should be getting, because you don't know with what's going to happen and how long it's going to all take. So
But
that
lower
was
than
like
eighth,
my
Mia,
own
is a failure,
But-
isn't it? Lower than eighth,
Yeah,
what
I
we've got
said,
is a
Not with
failure.
I
this
said,
forward
bet-
line, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I
As I
said,
said
I
earlier,
said, I
go
said
on, Mia.
between ninth. No, I said between ninth. I said between ninth and seventh. So I don't think that's
Which is eighth.
unreasonable.
Which is eighth, basically.
Or ninth. Like if we got ninth, I mean, I would be disappointed, but I mean, that's the lowest I would think that we should go.
Fair enough.
Okay, but there's also the factor of us having one game a week. Now, it's one thing to say, oh, you sign quality players. Now we have better players, but you learn it together. It doesn't just work. It's not magic. They have to learn relationships and whatever. But like Alex has pointed out quite clearly, we have one game a week, which means more time on the training ground, which means more time to forge those relationships. And that's one thing that, for all his faults, Thomas didn't have last season. It was a game every 3 days. You barely had time to train. You barely had time to do anything. It was just recovery, another match, recovery, another match, recovery, another match. It's not going to be like that this season. So there's also that factor. So while people can say, oh yeah, you can't just put a bunch of good players together and expect it to work like magic.
Mhm.
They have more time on the training ground. So you do expect it to, while you might say, oh, okay, from game week 1, we might not be playing well, by like game week 12, 10, you should be seeing reasonable amount of improvements considering the time on the training ground.
Basically, because people was giving
Frank.
Frank excuses that it wasn't necessarily working, excuses that he didn't have it because he had 2 games a week, that he didn't have enough training time with them. So people use that as an excuse with Frank as well, that, oh, we're not doing so well because he hasn't got the training time together. Now you're saying that it's 1 game a week, we got the training time, it should boost us up, basically. Right, I get your point.
Can we focus on the other side? This is the thing that people never talk about. Sometimes playing 1 game a week isn't advantageous to some of these footballers.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if you've had a good game, players will tell you they want to go straight back out on that pitch and play again.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have 8-9 days in between the games. You lose momentum, you lose rhythm. So there's that way of looking at it as well. Look, I just think that, and I've got to go because I've got a show that I'll put back.
Before you go, Sav, can I ask you a question?
Hang on, hang on.
Go on.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Do you think that Man United last season having 1 game a week benefited them to help them to finish where they finished? Because when Carrick came in, he was able to train on training ground a bit more with his ideas.
I think more than that, it was the £200 million strike force and Bruno Fernandes's 25 goals a year that did it. See, this is the thing is when people keep saying 1 game a week, 1 game a week doesn't change the quality of your forwards. This is the problem, right?
But they were crap until Carrick came in. With those 3 forwards and that, they was doing shit.
Yeah, true.
Essentially crap.
Yeah,
they were crap.
No, they were.
Yeah.
But
go on, Sam.
The team was doing crap, right? If the team's doing crap, the team's doing crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it bloody helps when you've got 3 forwards like Sesko, and Buemo and Cunha. When you've got that talent in your team to begin with, it really, really helps. Now, whether or not the old manager was right for them or not is a completely different story. Carrick come in and done well. But you can have 1 game a week, but you've still got to have the quality players in your team. Like, as I said, this forward line, I watched Spurs all last season, so far this summer. We have nothing going forward. We can play 1 game a week. We can have a lot of the football. We can be better at the back. If you do not score goals, you are going to struggle. So can we finish 8-4-9? Sure. But hopefully we buy better forwards to change it. But I just feel like we should
need
just
Osimhen up front.
I feel like we should just relax. As Spurs fans, we've got we have this inability to be humble as Spurs fans. We talk like we are the team that was under Poch. We're a mess as a club. We've been a mess for many, many years. Zerbi's got to sort that out. It's not just an 11 on a pitch. When people go, he's got more time to be. It's everything. It's behind the scenes. It's the academy. It's the coaching. It's the injury. So I just think for me, I'm just going to take a little bit of a backward step and relax before everyone's going on about this incredible years. And I just think we're too knee-jerk. We're too knee-jerk.
I don't think it's going to be incredible. I think what happened, Xavier, is what I said on your show and what I said before. And one thing that definitely shocked a lot of us is I said, I think at the start of this season, a few of us are going to have to step back and accept players that they wouldn't necessarily accept, because we've got to start building ourselves up to 12th, 10th, 8th and build up from there. And a few people agreed, and then a few people was like, no, I won't accept less standards than this player, whatever. But then all of a sudden the ball went out and went bang, bang, bang. And you was like, wow, shit, maybe they mean business. Now all of a sudden the expectations go up. Now all of a sudden a player that we might have accepted at the start of the transfer window, other supporters are going to say, no, I ain't having that crap. We just got Tonali. We just got Fernandes. We just got Van Heck. We just did this. So I ain't got to accept that average player that I think is average. I now want a bigger player. And then that puts us in a bit of a predicament, basically. I don't think there's many people out there saying we're going to be spectacular or anything like that. I think at the moment, 8th is a success. If we then go and get a significant striker and a significant winger, then I'm expecting 6th with the money we've spent. But then it also depends on what other clubs do as well. I think, as all some people have said, is that 5th is highly unlikely, but nothing's impossible. I don't think we will get it. I think with what we got, 8th, get us another striker. I think we can look at 6th or 7th, basically. But
Dan, I've got.
I have to go with the flow.
I've got a bounce. I'll just say this before I go. I just don't care where we finish this season. I think everyone gets so caught up on individual seasons. But we finished 5th under this and we finished 4th there. For me, I will say what I've said for years. No one wants to hear it. It's about the bigger picture. We always think of the smaller picture. It's not about 1 year. It's about, can we build a team and a squad for the future? It's not about
agree with that.
What do we do in 1 season? And if we don't get Europe, watch how many people will be De Zerbi out because they're not thinking about the bigger picture. Anyway, peace out. Much love.
Take it, Savo.
Cheers, Sava. Thank you, mate.
I'm just going to jump in and say we've been on the go for 2.5 hours, chaps, and Sava's starting his show. I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to go over there. So
I will quickly set up the redirect, mate.
There you go. Thanks to everyone who's been on this morning. It's been a great chat. Sorry I haven't got involved. I've got this terrible echo, so I've been on mute for the virtually
you need
the whole of the
headphones,
chat.
mate. You need to get yourself some. You need to get yourself some AirPods, some headphones.
I've tried the earpods last night, Dan. They didn't work.
Then you.
Didn't
No,
work.
I think he needs like a cheap wired headset,
Yeah, probably.
like USB one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll look into that, people. Anyway. Yeah. Thanks for everyone who's come on. Let me just bring these 3 up. Sava sent in a super chat earlier on. Big up to Sava. I don't know about the legends bit, but there you go. Super sticker from Daniel. Big up, Daniel. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And Ulrika, thank you very much. Sent in a super chat as well. After this window, we are on the FFP PSR breadline.
I don't think we are.
No, I don't either.
No.
Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate everyone in the chat. Go and enjoy yourself over at Sava's. Have your best day this Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30.
You will be.
I will be for the brunch.
I'm
So
at
we'll
work.
see you then. Dan, Danny, Mia, Teslim, everyone
Thanks.
who's been on today. Really appreciate you all.
Is Alex
And,
Davis still here?
Is who?
Alex still here?
I'm still here.
Oh, Alex is there
I'm
again.
trying to say something. Alex, just
Yeah.
one thing. You weren't actually deluded today. I'm surprised.
Funny.
Leave him alone. He's taking his cherry pie out of the oven.
Right,
Big up, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow at 9:30. Thanks very much, and see you all soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs.